Whoa, I'll let a few people get in. We got a sick one here today, folks. The rat that shat. Disgusting informant dude going crashing wakes and ends up throwing a punch and getting beat up and yes, he shat himself. Disgusting. Disgusting. Let some people get in here. Let's see. Let's go to the intro real quick. Through the intro. All the links I'll be using are in the description.
Breaking news.
We got this one here. It's called Mob Rat Gets His Clock Cleaned. What really happened during the Detroit funeral home incident. Pretty funny. Then we're gonna get into some Fibster, some Fibble stuff. Fibby's all over the place, crying about Joey again. What's up, Nicholas Andrews? Mailman Nick, what's up? New Orleans. David, what's going on? Emmy, look, what is it? What has he got in his hand? Is that him? Is that Emmy Calandra in that picture? I can't see it. It's so fucking small. Yeah, that's a dude who leaves comments. You leave some funny comments with the Emmy stuff. Fucking hilarious. Some of the names these people come up with is hilarious. Quite funny. I love my Fibby Fridays. Fibby's a maniac. Spliffy, what's going on? What's going down? The first video I'm going to go through is actually pretty demented, if you think about it. This rat, he wanted to go back to his to a funeral that he was not even wanted at. He wanted to go on YouTube and brag, right? That's just what he wanted to do. What's up, Fighting Irish Kelly? What's up? Fibbins. Oh, yeah, we're going to get into Fibbins after this. We're going to get into the Fib stuff. He's all over the place. Now he's Roscoe, what's up, bro? Angela, what's going down? Did you see the Fibby Tail cartoons are hilarious. I'm going to cover them this week with a Fibby, a whole thing for Fibby and Gummy. We're not going to go into any of the Gummy stuff today. We're just going to watch the rat that shat in his pants. Disgusting Stool Pigeon. What's up, Bern? Tommy. Disgusting Stool Pigeon. He wanted to go and he wanted to go to say, just to go on these podcasts, say, hey, look, I went to my old neighborhood. I go to my family. My family still likes me. All this disgusting stuff. They're disgusting people. Then we got Fibbins. We got Fibbins talking mob talk, rat talk radio stuff. We got Fibbins blowing Proctor. They got the full court press going on trying to save Blinky. The full court press going on. It just hurts these guys' credibility in so many ways. I thought Fibby hated Proctor. Fibby's all over the place. What's up, May Queen? I should have played a song before this to let some people get in, but I didn't have time to save it to my playlist. But these channels that I'll be using are in the description.
Welcome to Mobster Chronicles. We're back again to report on a truly disgraceful incident that went down.
Yeah, hold on. I'm going to wait a few minutes to play this, but this is truly a disgraceful incident. It's very selfish, too. But what are these informants? Nothing but selfish, self-centered, right? Selfish, self-centered people. Disgusting humans, man. Like, why would you go do that to a family, right? Why would you go there? Then he goes there and throws a punch and punches his cousin. And then the cousin gives him a beating and he shits his pants. So he had to walk out of there with a load with his slacks full of fucking fudge. What an embarrassment. Fibby owned the time machine. Oh, yeah. Fibby's, yeah. Back to stage 32. Fucking weirdo. Yeah, Scotty. This one, what's up, Mustang Mike? Actually, this one's quite troubling, right? You got this informant going crashing his family's wakes like he's not wanted at. And then he throws a punch at somebody. We'll let them tell it. We'll play it. Let a few people. I got to share this on my channel. Hold on a minute. I forgot to share it. Forgot to share it out. James, what's going on, man? Got the flag of St. Andrews. Blasting. Timmy, pain like pain. Timmy! What was that from South Park? I believe it was. But all the selfishness from the that you'll get from the stool pigeons is what this guy is. And I've seen him on a few channels. I've seen this repulsive this old rodent. He's like a little dinosaur rodent. I've seen him on a few channels before, running around with his fedora, with a cigar in his mouth. Total repulsive human being. Total repulsive human being. I'm so sad. I'm so glad he got a fucking slacks full of fudge. Selfish people. Who the hell would go and do that at somebody's wake? No respect, man. No respect. It's all about them, right? It's all about them. That's what it always is with these disgusting stool pigeons. All right, let's just get this show rolling. I'm not good at procrastinating on this.
At the funeral of a close family member of Joseph Zerilli, the deceased longtime. Welcome to Mobster Chronicles. We're back again to report on a truly disgraceful incident that went down at the funeral of a close family member of Joseph Zerilli, the deceased longtime boss of the Detroit mob. On April 17th of this year, a fight broke out at the Wujik and Calcaterra funeral home in Sterling Heights, Michigan, between Detroit mob snitch Novi Toko and Dominic LaRocca, the grandson and great-grandson, respectively, of the deceased boss of the Detroit mob and highly respected National Mafia Commission member Joseph Zerilli. So you understand the family relationships here. Dominic's grandmother Rosalie and Novi's mother Josephine were sisters, both being the daughters of Joe Zerilli. So Dominic's mother Grace and Novi the Rat are first cousins, with Grace being the first grandchild of Joseph and Giovanna Zerilli and Novi being the first grandson. Incidentally, both Novi and Dominic actually lived at the Zerilli home located at 702 Middlesex Drive, Grosse Pointe Park, Michigan as very young children.
Did he just say Middlesex? All I think of is Brittany Grinder.
Novi in the late 1940s and Dominic in the early 1970s. It was at the funeral of Joe Zerilli's granddaughter Grace's husband Frank LaRocca, Dominic's father, that the fight occurred.
Why even go there? Here's my point. Why would this stool pigeon even go to this thing? Why would he even go? Show some respect. Don't even go. Why are you even going to this man's wake? None of the people liked you. Nobody wants you there. Why does he go there? Because after he wants to go there and leave unscathed so he can go on YouTube and brag that he can go back to his area. He's friends with his family. Nobody hates him. This is a disgusting rodent. I feel my heart goes out to this family that had to be subjugated to this. What a selfish bastard. If my whole family hated me and one of my cousin's husbands passed away, I'm not going to the wake, right? It's just not. Why go there? And there's no point of it. But these rats, all they care about is themselves. This guy's a real scandandina. I've seen him on a few channels before with that big, stupid cigar and he with the pinstripe suits, dressing like Al Capone in the 20s. Repulsive creature. He hangs out with that Matza Chris Bernstein. He hangs out with that fucking dirty bastard. Shocking, ain't it? What's up, Gray Batless? What's up?
This news clip shows Frank serving as a pallbearer at Joe Zerilli's funeral in November of 1977.
Zerilli was surrounded by his family to the last. Dead at 79 last Sunday of an undisclosed illness. Hundreds of mourners packed Holy Family Church near downtown Detroit to say goodbye to a man who commanded fear or respect, depending on your position. Zerilli's death has been described as the end of an era for the Detroit Mafia. A 1914 immigrant, Zerilli reached preeminence among law enforcement agencies back in the 1930s. Although Zerilli denied it, he was named in 1963 as one of the dons of the Detroit Mafia and director of criminal enterprises that span the U.S.-Canadian border. But Zerilli, who always declared his innocence, was never caught by the law, except for a concealed weapons violation back in 1919 that cost him
That's some nice Cadillacs right there. Look at that one, too.
$50. Zerilli's massive coffin was placed in a vault bearing his name at Mount Olivet Cemetery. Then he was laid to rest in the Zerilli family plot, while lawmen wondered over who his successor would be. Tom Korzanowski, TV2 News.
So, what happened in a nutshell is...
All right, look at this. Look at this creature. Look at this bloated fucking vermin. Look at this bloated fucking rat bastard. What's up, Watcher? Pain like Bane. Flock, what's up? What's up, Watcher? Happy for you. You got your birthday gift. Look at this bloated rat right here. Who, the only reason he wanted to go to that wake, in my opinion, is so he can go there and go back on YouTube and brag and act like a tough guy. He looks like a real bloated lard ass from fucking Stand By Me. What a disgusting creature.
Joe Zarrilli's grandson, Novi Toko, sucker punched Dominic LaRocca, Joe's great-grandson, after words were exchanged. And let's just
imagine going to a wake and sucker punching your cousin in the face. He paid for that afterwards. See this big rat? He left there. He shed his pants. He shat himself. He actually shit his pants. Oh my God! How ignorant is that? Imagine going to the wake, and I don't know what Dominic said to him. He probably said, "Hey, welcome to you." I don't know what he said to him. And then he sucker punches the guy Dominic, and the guy Dominic puts him on his ass, and he shits himself. So he dresses in these clothes. He goes on all these stupid shows. He's a ridiculous piece of vermin.
say the intruding rat fucked around and found out. The following is a statement from Dominic. We wanted to give him the opportunity.
R.I.P. to his father. That's really sad. This guy is trying to bury his dad, right? And he's got this stool pigeon fucking rat fucking estranged cousin nobody likes, comes there and sucker punches the guy in the line. Who throws a punch at somebody's father's wake? Who does that? A fucking dirty rat.
To set the record straight about what happened at the memorial service for his father, and also vent his frustrations at how certain family members have behaved in the aftermath.
Hi, my name is Dominic LaRocca. To provide some context, my father Frank lived with multiple sclerosis for 34 years. To put things in perspective, my dad was 45 years old and I was only 21 when he was diagnosed. For more than 3 decades, we watched a brutal disease take over his life and strip away any sense of normalcy for our family. He passed away in late February. In the end, he was finally free. On Friday, April 17th, at his memorial service at Wujek Calcaterra Funeral Home, something happened that should have never happened.
No, it should have never. And R.I.P. to this guy's father. That should have never happened. The guy should have never, ever went there. And if he did go there, once he realized people were looking at him with the evil eye, he should have left, right? You don't go up and sucker punch the guy who just lost his dad. And then he found out the hard way. I don't know if Dom punched him, pushed him, or what he did, but the rat ended up laying on the ground and shit himself. I'm not just saying that to be funny or something. He literally defecated in his pants. Maybe he should have added some Depends on it, some Huggies or some Loves. He should have went there strapped up with some diapers on his ass. This is just disgusting. My heart goes out to their family, though. That's terrible.
Here's some very simple advice. If you have an issue with the immediate family of somebody who has passed, don't show up. Yep. Send a card.
Well said.
Send condolences.
This guy's a true gentleman, too. This guy's a real gentleman. Listen to him. I mean, he's dead on, right? Let's say you hate one of your family members or you don't get along. You don't go there, right? That's right. The rat should have sent a card or something like that. But like I said, in my opinion, the rat just wanted to go there so he can run on YouTube and brag and act like his people like him. Disgusting.
Card, send condolences, stay away.
Yeah.
It's called respect.
Exactly.
That basic level of respect was completely ignored. The disruption came from my mother's extended family, specifically Novi Toko. If you don't know the name, look it up. Google it. The history and the legacy there is being Detroit's only known stool pigeon.
Imagine, so that's his claim to fame, is the only stool pigeon in Detroit. Yeah, you should have stayed away. That was totally disrespectful going to that wake. Totally disrespectful. These people don't like you. What the fuck would make him go there? How disrespectful to the children, to that man's memory, to go there and then sucker punch the fucking son. That's fucking insane. He's lucky that this man had some restraint and he didn't beat that bloated vermin to the pulp, right? Look, this guy's young, he's healthy, he's in shape. You could have really hurt that guy, right? That dude could have got killed or something, right? You lose your mind, you start beating him, you just lost your dad. Luckily, this guy has some self-control and he's a gentleman. Man, that is so disrespectful. Just one of the most disrespectful things I heard. You got a lot of these you got a lot of these fanboys who will go to, if somebody's called a mob guy in the news or in the newspaper, you got fanboys that go to wakes and shit like that. I've known people had to throw people out of wakes like that before. But it really sucks when it's like some rat family member.
Detroit's only known stool pigeon, a rat. Someone who tells on their family and friends to save their own ass.
Yeah.
It all seems premeditated. I've trolled them for years, not only for being a snitch, but also for prior incidents that have been publicly reported last year when he allegedly slapped his granddaughter, then pulled a gun on her boyfriend when he came over to give the rat a beatdown.
Grandpa of the year, Pappy of the year. What a repulsive vermin. Slaps his granddaughter. Disgusting vermin. That's why he's hated by his family. And they are. They're self-centered little stool pigeons. What a real bad fucking person, man. My heart goes out to this guy where he had to come on here and make this video and stuff. They should have let him and his family mourn in peace, man. Yeah, that rat's lucky he just shit his pants and ruined his dungarees and trousers and have to get his face removed.
Give the rat a beatdown. Despite knowing the situation and knowing the history, he chose to come to my father's memorial and make a nasty comment to me. At that point,
disgusting.
I responded. I told him exactly what I thought. You're a garbage pail and a snitch. No one cares about you anyway. That should have been the end of it. Instead, he escalated it by sucker punching me.
What an idiot. Now, we seen what this guy looked like, right? He's like a 70-year-old bloated fucking tick. He's like a 70-year-old bloated rat, right? You know, when you give poison to the rats and they get all bloated. He's going around taking swings at his fucking cousins while they're mourning their fathers. And it was premeditated. It was for him to go there and to go on these Bernstein channels and these other misfit channels and brag what a badass he was. What an idiot. What an idiot.
There it turned physical, something that had absolutely no place at a memorial service.
None at all.
I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I didn't start it. I didn't go looking for it. I was hit first and I responded.
Good.
And let me be very clear. There was restraint. I'm 55, about 5'8", and almost about 200 pounds. I make my living with my brain, not my fist, but I'm fully capable of doing serious damage if I choose.
He could have stomped that rat out until the rat fucking unalived him, right? Went unalived. He could have beat the rat to a pulp. But luckily he did have restraint because it ain't worth going to jail for beating some rat to death. But he gave him a good shot, knocked him on his ass, and the rat shit himself. How embarrassing and disgusting. I hope when he goes on these rat channels and acts like a big mafioso, I hope they bring up about him shitting in his pants because Pappy didn't care. Pappy didn't care. Pappy had to change his underwear after that.
I chose not to. Had I wanted to, he would have been hospitalized.
Yeah,
he knows he woke up a sleeping bear at the wrong venue. And by the end of it, whatever image he tries to project didn't hold up.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. The image he's trying to project as this mobster, the tough mob guy. And how disrespect, man, I just still can't get over the disrespect and the pure ignorance of everything, right? Who goes and does that to people that are mourning, right? Come on, man. Jeez.
So much that he crapped his pants, literally, not figuratively. And there were multiple witnesses there who saw, or should I say, smelled him crap his pants firsthand. My restraint wasn't weakness. That was control.
Yeah, that was control. You were very smart by doing that. Much respect to you for holding back. Much respect. You get the W all day long. You cracked the rat fell and shot himself. picture that ride home. Picture the rat taking his shit-smeared ass, putting it in his fucking car, or Ubering. The Uber driver must have been like, you're paying me extra. What's going on in here? Biohazard, right? Pappy shitting himself, getting into the car with his shit-smeared ass and his filthy dungarees. What a marvelous thing. What a marvelous thing. Sadly, it had to come at the expense of this family's wake and stuff. What's up, Heidi? Kelly, what's up? I'm here. It was my dad's wake. Tape to tape. Oh, is this you on here? Hold on a second. Tape to tape. Sorry about your dad. Heidi, what's going on, Ian? But I've never seen nothing as disgusting as that, doing that to your family member is kind of videos. I guess it is. I'm not sure, Fighting Irish.
That was discipline. That was understanding where I was and what the day was supposed to be about. My father.
Yeah, and amen for defending your father's honor. You defended your father's honor, and you did restrain yourself. In much respect, you got the total W on that stool pigeon. Because that stool pigeon would have wanted you to freak out, lose your mind, bust him up really bad so he could press charges and all that. What a disgusting person.
There's a lot of noise out there, a lot of talk. Podcasts, appearances, people trying to hold on to an image like they're still tough.
Exactly.
Still relevant.
That is him. That is him. All right, let me give you the wrench right here. Yeah, R.I.P. to your dad. And great job defending your family and yourself right here to this guy. And that's what it's about. It's about images. He wants to keep this image as this tough guy, just like all these informants do. They go around with this image. That's why they dress like they do. They talk like they do. And he wanted to come home and have bragging rights. So I went to my family's wake. I'm in the city all the time. And he's going on all these podcasts. That guy's a psycho.
Relevant. Still something they used to be. But real life doesn't care about your image.
Amen.
At my father's memorial, after making a comment and then throwing a punch, that image didn't hold up. Not even close. The situation was handled quickly, decisively, and without going further than it needed to. That's the difference between talking tough and actually being in control.
Amen.
When something real happens.
That's so true. And what control that you did have and this guy does have, right? Because there's a lot of other people who would have just lost it, right? Started probably pounding the guy as the old rats on the ground filled with his own feces and just start pounding on the guy. God forbid he leaves in an ambulance and they come and arrest people, ruin the wake even more. What a selfish, self-centered bastard all these rats are.
I've said it for years. He's a phony, a bully, and a fake tough guy. What stands out more than anything isn't even the physical part. It's the mindset.
Yeah.
The arrogance it takes to walk into a funeral home, knowing the history, and decide your ego matters more than a grieving widow and her family. That's the real story. What matters today is what happened at my father's memorial. What should have been a day for my family was sidetracked. That's the reality.
Yeah, amen. What he should have done is he shouldn't have done nothing, but if anything, send a card, right? Send a card. You don't go there, especially if you know there's bad blood in the family. You don't do that. You just don't do that. He wanted to go on Bernstein's podcast and say he slapped me around and I did nothing. He read me wrong, and I should have known. I should have known better. Yeah, that's exactly what he wanted to do, but he failed miserably in that. And you and your dad and your family got the W right there. What a self-centered bastard. Look, this guy just said it. His family's mourning over their father's loss. Who the hell would go there just for your own ego to satisfy? I want to be a tough guy. What a not an evil son of a bitch.
If there's any positive to take from this, when the moment got real, the talk stopped, the image disappeared, and I handled it. That's the difference.
Amen.
This is my formal statement, nothing more. I will, however, address a handful of questions that have been raised since the incident.
What's up, Tim?
So, Dominic, let's start with the obvious question. Why are you speaking publicly about this at all?
Because there are already multiple versions of the story floating around. Some people weren't there. Some people only heard one side. Some people are trying to protect an image that doesn't match
All
reality.
right, so what I'm guessing is when the rat left there, after he cleaned his trousers and had to change his Depends or Huggies, whatever he's into, right? He probably jumped on the phone with the Bernstein types and the rest of these people, lying and lying and lying and lying. What a selfish bastard. Man, they could have smelled him a mile away.
This happened at my father's memorial service. I owe it to my father, my mother, my wife, and my son, and everyone who was there to tell people exactly what happened. I'm not looking.
And I'm glad you are coming out. Shout out to Dominic, honestly, to come out and tell the truth, because what they would have done, this rat bastard would have went on all these channels and made up lies and stuff like that to look cool and tough. And now he's just the rat who shit his pants. What a selfish human being.
For sympathy. I'm not looking for attention. I'm simply setting the record straight.
You mentioned restraint several times. Why is that so important?
Because people need to understand the setting. My son was preparing to deliver a eulogy for his grandfather less than 20 minutes later.
Jesus.
My mother had just lost her husband after 34 years of fighting MS.
Oh, man. And you see, that rat bastard didn't care nothing about that. He didn't once think about what the grandkids, what this grieving widow and his children. He just wanted to go there and to brag. Man, what's wrong with this fucking guy? Well, what's wrong with him? He's a disgusting rat, and they're all self-centered bastards, man. But 20 minutes before the kid was going to do a eulogy. Like I said before, if I had bad blood with my family and somebody passed away, I'd send a card. I wouldn't go there. That's just terrible. But I'm not a disgusting rat, but still.
Let me be crystal clear. If I chose to, he would have been in the ICU unit at the hospital.
Oh, for sure.
His ego won't allow him to admit it, but he and his brother Joe, should be thanking me for not putting the snitch boy in the hospital.
That's very true. Like I said before, how old is the rat, Toko? Whatever his name is. I don't know how old he is. He's in his 70s. These guys are younger. They're in their 50s. They're fit. They had rage and justice and moral fucking right on their side. They could have fucking obliviated these guys and beat them to a pulp. The whole weight could have jumped them and beat the shit out of them. Luckily, these people have class and knew not to do that because they would have been put in jail, sadly. Wow. This is very sad, actually.
You said this wasn't random. What do you mean by that?
Of course it
It
wasn't.
wasn't two strangers bumping into each other. There's history there. Years of history, public comments, personal animosity, prior incidents, a pattern of...
All right, so the rat fights with this side of the family, hates them, talks shit about them. Imagine going to a wake of somebody that you fight with, that you have beef with, you fight with all the time. You talk about, well, why would you even go there? That's amazing. I still can't get. I'm sorry to repeat myself all the time. This just blows my mind. A grieving family. Bella, how's your grandmother doing?
behavior. That's why I said it felt premeditated.
What bothered you the most about what happened?
Honestly, the disrespect.
Yeah.
Not the punch, not the physical part. He couldn't hurt a fly anyway. The disrespect. My father suffered for 34 years. My mother was grieving. My son was preparing to honor his grandfather. And someone decided his ego was more important than all of that.
Yeah.
And during the decades, my dad was sick and on disability. What did this parasite ever do for my parents?
Nada.
Absolutely nothing.
Yes. Well, why did he even go there? Why? For this ego to go on Scott Bernstein's and Dominic Sicali and all these stool pigeons channel to go there and say, yeah, I slapped one of my cousins. Yeah, I go to the wake. Everybody likes me. People fear me. I hate these people. These people are disgusting human beings.
Never gave them $1 and never even took them out to eat. But then again, he's a stone bust out without 2 nickels to his name.
Some people have pointed out that Novi is older than you. How do you respond to that?
Age doesn't give you a free pass.
Amen. Age doesn't. I don't give a fuck if Novi was 105 years old. If you come to this man's father's wake and punch him in the face, what do you think's going to happen? No, age don't give you a pass for that. If you're a disrespectful ignoramus like that, going to somebody's wake to cause trouble and throw a punch at somebody, you deserve whatever you get. You deserve a loaf in your pants like he got in a punch to the face. Man, they're trying to use that as, oh, you beat up an old guy. Well, maybe the old fucking rat bastard shouldn't have crashed his family's wake. They should let them mourn their fucking father in peace.
Age doesn't excuse bad behavior.
No, it
He
doesn't.
chose to be there. He chose to escalate, and he threw the first punch. That's what matters.
Yep.
This is also a convicted felon, multiple convicted felon with a history of violent crimes. The image he has portrayed for years is a joke. He was a fat turtle lying on his back and gasping for air. When
Yeah,
things
he was gas for air as he shot himself. I gotta put that. That was fucking hilarious.
turtle lying on his back and gasping for air. When things got real, the image disappeared.
If Novi decides to respond publicly, what would you say to him?
Get a pair of Huggies. Wear Huggies. And depends. MRH, what's up? Rat Trap, what's up?
Should the snitch decide to go on a podcast and rebut what actually happened, I promise that I will start parading out witnesses who were there. I will start by flying my mother to Florida, and we'll sit in this exact studio while simultaneously zooming in a dozen people who witnessed the incident firsthand.
Yeah, so if this Choco clown, if this guy goes on these Bernsteins and stuff, I don't think he will because he got totally humiliated and there's a bunch of witnesses. But he might try to, in about a year down the road, try to spin the story or something like that. Nobody will believe the rat bastard at all. Disgusting.
Do you want to address Scott Bernstein, who has the snitch on his ongoing podcast?
Yes, I do.
And before he mentions Bernstein, Bernstein's the guy who created Gummy. He's the one who vouched for Gummer being a mobster and all that stuff, and then threw him under the bus when Gummy was outed by Mobster Chronicles. These guys have no fucking... They're mob sycophants. They are mafia fanboys. They are mafia groupies. They are sick. You know, like some people are into fucking crazy horror movies and shit like that, which is cool, no problem. They might go to the Michael Myers set or whatever. These what these Scott Bernsteins are like. They are super fanboys. They think they have contacts in states. What happens is other fanboys, other grown men, call them up and tell them they're mobsters, and they talk on the phone like old hens. They're sick bastards.
It seems Bernstein has no problem writing articles and reporting stories in city where he basically knows no one, yet he fails to report the funeral home incident even though multiple people told him about it.
Oh, he wasn't going to tell that. No, Bernstein's not going on and shining up one of his top stool pigeons. He don't want to go up there and dirty up his top stool pigeon and make his top stool pigeon look like a fool. That's why Bernstein, who's the biggest ficanaz around, he's a fucking scandandina ficanaz around, but he didn't report on this. Oh, no. Scotty don't know. Scotty sees nothing. I see nothing. He was all Ray Charles out about this one. Yeah, because his fucking prize rat shit himself.
Though multiple people told him about it. Even more so, this is all in his own backyard. Then again, Bernstein has decided to platform this rat after he was arrested in Clinton Township.
Look at him.
For domestic.
Look at this disgusting creature who beats his granddaughter up. He looks like death. He looks like the Penguin, right? Danny DeVito and the Penguin. Look at him. Oh, my God. Look at the fetcher on him. Finds assault, slapping his granddaughter around. What a disgusting creature. 77 years old. And what's he going to go on the podcast and say he threw his 55-year-old cousin a beat? And yeah, right. Try to sell that, Alice. You ain't going to sell that in Wonderland, for Christ's sakes. Look at this fucking, oh, what a disgusting creature. Rat bastard.
Violence against a woman.
Shocking. All these rats are woman beaters. Every one of these stool pigeons, I don't think there's one rat on YouTube who hasn't beaten women, sexually harassed them. Every one of them.
Violence against a woman. He took this garbage pail on his 50th anniversary of Jimmy Hoffa's disappearance road tour, and he failed to mention the severity.
They had a road tour. Look at Bernstein. Look at this disgusting creature with this guy at a mafia road tour. Look at him with the high waters. I can see his ankles or his cankles. Cankles are popping out. Why don't hey, Scotty Bernstein, why don't you ask him how he shit himself? Why don't you ask him how he dropped a deuce in his pants? Ask him why he wasn't strapped up with some Huggies or some Loves. Depends, right, on which fucking pamper he likes. Look at these mafia tours. These are the most cringiest things I've ever seen. I'm sorry, these people are sick who go to these things, mafia cons and mafia tours. And what does he know about Jimmy Hoffa's disappearance? He knows as much as I do. Nothing. Nothing in case what the TV tells you. What a misfit. Look at him. He does look like a fucking bloated penguin.
Of these charges. Bernstein, you're not making any real or tangible money with this trash pail. It's time to drop him.
You don't care. It's not about the money. It's about filling those endorphins. He's a fanboy, a mob hump, a mob groupie. Look at this. Oh, my God. Looks like one of the Golden Girls without their wig, for Christ's sake. They're disgusting people. And he has no morals, no moral compass whatsoever. He'll platform any stool pigeon in the world. But he won't talk about Novi shitting his pants, though, will he? He will not talk about Novi defecating himself. I would have loved to fucking see how he left that place and what car he got into. And oh my God, he must have ruined the seats in that car. Oh, who was driving with him? His brother. His brother had to inhale all that biohazard feces and fecal matter on the way home. Scott Bernstein, you're another disgusting rat lover who makes up lies. He even said he's got connections in Providence, the city that I am from. He says that he's got mob, but there's no mafia in my city no more. We haven't had a mob in 30 fucking years. But even if we did, he wouldn't know nobody. Let's say there was a mob. What kind of fucking organized crime person is going to call up a fucking YouTube person and tell them things? Nobody. He's another psycho who makes up lies that they got connections and tips. It's just like the Nadu, the Lomans. They're all fucking sick liars. They must make you believe there's a mob out there and shit, because that's the content they're selling. They're selling this YouTube content. So they must make you believe it's out there. So they'll have fictitious characters call them up and tell them shit. They'll make lies up. But he won't talk about Novi shitting himself.
Trash pail. It's time to drop him and move on.
He won't.
And let me point out another thing. During the time of Hoffa's disappearance, he wasn't even on speaking terms with his grandparents. If you remotely did some basic research, you would know that.
So his grandparents even hated him. Everybody hated him. He's a fucking goofball. Goes on these, what a disgusting person. All you need to know about this guy is he went to somebody's wake that he doesn't even get along with. Family members that don't like him. That's the most self-centered, selfish. Man, he must not believe in God at all, too, man. That is terrible. That is terrible. But he came out. He got the shit end of that stick, didn't you, Novi? You disgusting bastard.
Wasn't on speaking terms with his grandfather. What value can he remotely offer you on the disappearance of Jimmy Hoffa?
He wouldn't know shit, even if he was talking to his grandfather. You think his grandfather's going to tell him who they killed or about Hoffa? Nope. But his grandfather don't even like him. They weren't even talking to him. He was the misfit freak who comes out years later acting like he was in the back seat when they strangled Hoffa with some fucking tinfoil or something. Great tinfoil hats, everybody.
And how do I know that? His grandparents are my great-grandparents.
So, what happens now?
Nothing's going to happen now. As for you, Novi Toko, you're an unrehabilitated felon, a lowlife, a snitch. A bust out, from what I hear, is cooking at an old folks' home to make ends meet.
Look at this bloated vermin. He is. I love that term. We use that up in Rhode Island too. Bust out. He is a bust out. He's a bust out. He's a crumb. He's no good. To do that, like I said, to go to somebody's wake and do that is disgusting. And so has he been on any shows since then? Old Fudgy Pants, Pappy Fudge. I bet you Pappy Fudge Novi hasn't been on none of the shows. I can't wait till he does. When he goes on those shows, we're gonna go to the comments section and fucking trash him.
Is your employer aware of your domestic violence charges?
What if he decides to beat up the women, right? What if he decides to knock out some old ladies at the place and swing on some old folks, right? He's cooking at the old folks' home so he can eat the tub of shit, right? He probably puts meatloaf in his pockets like Dan Aykroyd and Trading Places, right? Put ham sandwiches in his back pockets. He's probably taking the food right off the old lady's plates. Hey, what's that over there? The old lady turns her head. He's got his hands in the mashed potatoes. Wow, he's enormous, too. Is that Chicky?
Home to make ends meet. Is your employer aware of your domestic violence charges?
Look at him.
In your little funeral home incident? Are you going to strike a 90-year-old lady if she complains that you overcooked her pasta?
Yeah, that's a great point, right? If you went to your cousin's wake and they don't even like you and you swung on your 55-year-old cousin who gave you a beating and you shit yourself, are you going to swing on some old woman, right? I bet you would. He has no problem beating his granddaughter up. No problem with beating his granddaughter up. What a disgusting man.
Between your brother Fredo and your jack-off nephews, stop acting like tough guys. You guys are only tough when the government protects you.
That's right. Team FBI.
There may be a more informal discussion at a later date on a podcast with real credibility and reach, where I'll go into full history that led up to this.
You should go on the Skinny Guys podcast. Why ain't Merlino and Little Snuff getting a hold of this guy, bringing him on the pod? Assassino, Rat Trap, what's up, man? Jason, what's going on? They should bring him on. This is a perfect showing of how bad these informants are and how disgusting and how low they are, and what they will do for clout and their ego and to boast themselves up on YouTube. And you're right. He's only tough when he's got the cops with him. That's when they're always tough. Disgusting.
I am friends with a few well-known podcasters down here in South Florida. One in particular is not a big fan of rats or Bernstein. Ultimately,
I think he's talking about the skinny guy right there. That would be great to see him on there. Yeah, you should go on there and tell this story. This really helps the cause of alerting people of how bad these informants are, these rat bastards are. They're no good people. They're no good. Well, they'll even go crash wakes and cause trouble at wakes. Man, even if I didn't like somebody, I would never go to somebody's wake and cause trouble, right? Like never. That's one of the God don't like that. And God paid him back with a pound full of shit in his pants.
Facts are the facts. People can make up their own minds. Here's my closing remarks, and this is specific to people in my family or friends of my family, especially from the Joe Zerilli lineage. Pick a side. One side represents ratting, violence against women, and disgraceful behavior. Among the Italian-American community, these particular tocos are the laughingstock in Detroit.
Amen. Amen on that. And him and his family are classy Italian-Americans, and this man's a gentleman right here. God bless him.
And for those who think they can play both sides,
They're the
be
worst.
double agents, that's the worst of all.
Yeah, there's nothing worse. Margaret Thatcher had an old saying, when you stand in the middle of the road, you get hit by both sides. The worst thing around is a fence sitter. They're the worst people. Try to play both sides, those slippery, slimy bastards. What's up, Mailman Nick? They are the worst creatures around. They make me just as sick as these rat bastards. They really do.
No principles, no loyalty, no backbone, no spine.
Amen.
The other side stands for principle and respect. When one side is that far out of line, there is no middle. Choose a side. If you're not with me, we're done. Pick the wrong side, then stay away from my mother. In particular, There is one direct relative of my mother's who's been seen in public multiple times after this incident with Novi and Fredo.
Oh, man.
Again, you better make a choice.
That's really sad right there. That my heart actually goes out to these people right there. And shame on the cousins or whoever would be even seen with that guy. Never mind he's a rat bastard, right? Forget about he's a rat bastard. He went to somebody's wake and threw a punch at the deceased man's son while the grieving mom and family's there. Do you know what a scumbag you got to be to do that? You have to be a huge fucking scumbag to do that. And man, yeah, the other family members should shun that guy. People should shun him. Shun him like the leper he is.
Or you're going to be dealing with me directly the next time I come up to Detroit. You don't get to play both sides and still call yourselves family after supporting someone who disrupted her husband's memorial service.
Amen.
After decades of suffering. And once you make that choice, so does everyone else.
Let's go over what actually happened. First, Novi verbally disrespected a grieving son at his father's memorial service. And then, when Dominic pulled his card, the shit bum actually took a poke at him. Big mistake right there.
Look at him. This is it. This is the rat Novi Jabba. Wookie. Jabba want Wookie. Look at Jabba. Han Solo. Look at him. He looks like a corpse himself. Look at this ratasaur. Oh, my God. Look at him. I want to be tough. Scott Bernstein. Can I come on your channel, Scott? Can I come on your channel? What a disgusting human being. What a disgusting human being. Jabba. Whoop, Jabba. Wookie.
Because Jabba the rat got exactly what he deserved.
Sure did.
He got laid out at the funeral home and it wasn't even his funeral. And as the old saying goes, snitches get stitches, but in this case, snitches shit their britches. There's one.
Snitches shit their britches. Oh, yeah, his trousers were soiled. Totally soiled. That's fucking hilarious.
One little detail that Dom left out because he was trying to keep things respectable. He left out the part where the snitch, while he was on his back on the funeral parlor floor, grabbed Dominic's balls while Dom was standing over him choking him with his own tie.
Oh my God, what a psycho. Look at those high waters. Look at those cankles. Oh my God.
He seemed practiced at grabbing another guy's balls while lying on his back. Maybe he learned that trick while he was in the can. Now, if Novi or his brother Fredo...
Look at this wackadoo. Look at, is he cockeyed? Has he got the cross-eye? Who's he looking at over there? Who's he staring at? How many people is he staring at? You know, this guy should be a security guard. He'd trick a lot of people. He'd be a security guard at the store. Kids wouldn't want to shoplift. Then is he looking at me? Is he staring at me? Look at Fredo Toco. Oh, my God. Fredo had to drive home with Novi's shit-smeared ass all over his car. Picture the smell.
Or anyone else for that matter, tries to dispute what Dominic says happened, I'm calling bullshit before any of that nonsense even starts. I was there and saw the whole thing, so there is no spinning it differently. What Dominic said happened, period.
All you got to do is look at the guy, Dominic, and listen to him. The guy's a fucking gentleman. He's not one of these fucking wannabe clowns. The people went there, guy went there and disrespected his father's funeral service. With his grieving mom there. What a disgusting bastard, man. That infuriates me. What's up, Roscoe? Jason, hey, Teach, what's up? Giving this channel. Yeah, the channel I use, they're in the description. Go check out the original video on there. I played it. I think they put it up a few weeks ago. But the channel's in the description. Go give it a sub.
Let's talk plainly here. What kind of piece of garbage pulls a stunt like that?
Look at him.
The snitch wasn't invited.
Look at Jabba. Me Wookie.
And surely wasn't welcome. And he knew that.
He knew it.
Yet he showed up anyway. And
yeah, he knew he wasn't welcome, and he showed up anyways. What does that tell you? Look at that weird John Wayne Gacy grin on his face. And look at these clowns. Look at these mob humps, these weird groupie freaks. Well, they grew up watching Goodfellas and all these movies. These are sick people right here that are obsessed with a lifestyle they never knew or knew anybody in at any. What the fuck are they doing? They're just psycho. That's why they platform scumbags like this.
As soon as he walked into the funeral parlor, the bullshit started. The selfish and self-serving interloper created havoc and disruption, and with their adversarial history, it sure seems premeditated and deliberate.
Of course.
And if Novi or any of his immediate family want to push this further and decide to get cute, we're prepared to make flopping on the ground with a load in your drawers look like a picnic at the park. We want to thank Dominic for his candor and for speaking publicly about what happened, especially considering his family's unique history and their desire for privacy.
Look at this twink. Look at this little twink up here. Look at this little twink. What's these people are sick.
In order to expose this unrehabilitated rat for being just that, and I hope this chance to air his grievances and bust this prick's balls in the process on YouTube.
Oh yeah, if this shit-smeared fucking Jabba the Hutt-looking creature goes on any of these channels, we're gonna flood the comment section. Flood the comment section with this. What a disgusting human being, man.
Small measure helps him and his family put what happened.
Benny the incel, his name is? Benny the he looks like an incel. Oh my God, look at the luxurious place he's in, Benny the incel. Oh, what he's got, little coloring books right here and stuff. Fucking free. Anybody that hang out with this freak Bernstein is just amazing. And look at this guy, he's got the fedora on. He got all dressed up to go on this part. What a disgusting human.
And behind them. We'll leave you with this very poignant and spot-on quote from Dominic. A rat isn't someone who suddenly found a conscience.
Nope.
He's someone who sold out his friends, his family,
Amen.
and everyone around him the minute he got backed into a corner to save his own skin.
Just like all of
The whole rehabilitated angle is complete bullshit.
Always.
They aren't rehabilitated, they're washed up. They can't accept that the life is over,
Yep.
so they spend the rest of their lives chasing relevance by telling the same old stories, inventing new ones, and monetizing betrayal.
So true.
Once a rat, always a rat.
That's so true, man. That was an excellent fucking video. In the memory of Frank B. LaRocca, R.I.P. to Frank LaRocca. Husband, father, grandfather. Slightly grumpy, never complained. Rest in peace. Imagine going to so that right there is insane, man. That job of the fucking snitch right there. Like you gotta really
Please leave a comment with your thoughts about what happened. Kindly give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, we did all that.
But you have to understand this is politics.
All right, Fibby time. Joey Merlino's stalk is back. Joey Merlino's stalker's back. Fibby's new ain't seen Philadelphia talk. Fibby's all up in his feels again for Joey. We're gonna listen to it. I'm gonna listen to a little of this. We got some Fibby tough guy stuff and some funny stuff. Let's get into some Fibbins. Con, what's going down? What's that? Pebbles 5-0. How you doing, Pebbles? Jimbo, what's up? Luke, how's it going? Great. Jake did an interview a week ago and made himself out to be a major bookie. Who did? Hey guys, Chick did. Oh, the fat guy Chicky. He's a clown. That guy's a clown. I got some funny videos of him crying and shit. He's a clown.
This is organized crime.
Listen.
Jockeying position. They all say nobody wants to fucking be the boss. They all do. You don't join the life to be a fucking...
That's not true, Fibby. Not everybody wants to be a boss. He's a fucking idiot. This kid's another... This is rat talk radio right here. This is another moron like Bernstein who wants you to believe, or he wants you to believe he was related to Raymond Petriarca and he's got all kinds of mob family members in Providence. He wants you to believe he's got contacts that hit him up and tell him, but these people are sick.
Middleman, you join the life because you want to control shit.
This fucking
Lebanese,
Jewish, fucking Cherokee Irish guy who's not even 1% Italian. Fucking amazing.
Or had a conversation with any informant, but I guarantee you, if I said to them, was your ultimate goal to get made? They're going to say, fuck yeah, absolutely. Why the fuck else would I get involved?
This guy's sick.
Do I believe that George wanted to fight Stevie?
Who the heck?
I don't know.
All right, so here's this rat. Fibby coming on here telling you about these supposed mob guys fighting each other and shit. This is literally rat talk radio. If anybody out there believes that this guy is friends with any of the names that he drops, you need your fucking head checked.
There's a lot of temperature right now. There's a lot of heat, a lot of frustration, a lot of anger.
Listen to him.
And Stevie, God bless him. God bless Stevie.
God bless Stevie. This poor bastard Stevie, man. These poor bastards that he drops their names. What a shame. What a shame.
Bastard had to do time for shit he did not do. And we talked about that. And I went through and told you he didn't do shit.
Yeah, lopping at its finest. What's up, Heather? Jay Adams, what's up? Yeah, Assassin, I hear you because you're from Philadelphia. I hear you. When he used to lie about Providence, it would get me mad. This guy's sick. Poor Stevie. Poor Stevie. Like, you kid, you're fucking nuts. You'd put all these people in jail if you could. Yeah, it's a gossip. A little gossip rat talk radio channel.
Proved he didn't do shit and why he didn't do shit and how it all got warped. But Stevie's a good guy.
Huh. Look,
and I can't imagine having to serve my time and deal with this bullshit behind the wall. And I'm going to tell you the truth. None of them like this podcast. None of them.
So he's trying to say all the mafia people, which I doubt there's even none left, in Philadelphia don't like Joey's podcast. And they call him up. They call this Jewish Lebanese guy up who has a YouTube channel called Mob Talk Radio. They call him up and tell him how mad they are at Joey and how much they hate him. Give me a fucking break. You're behind the wall. Behind the wall, this guy tries to change his accents. This guy's sick.
Wanted Joey doing this. Not George. Not Stevie. Not any of them.
Look at him dropping these guys' names like he knows them. This guy's sick.
Because I'm going to tell you exactly what George Borghese told me on the phone.
Wow.
How, you know I don't like this shit. What am I going to do? My hands are tied. I don't like it. You know how I feel about it. There you go.
What a jerk.
But what can you do? And the reason why you say what can you do is because this motherfucker skinny prick does whatever the fuck he wants.
This guy wanted to give Joey fellatio 2 years ago. He wanted to give him fellatio. He lied, just how he's lying about these poor guys, Stevie and George, whoever the fuck these guys are. He's lying about them, acting like he's friends with them. This guy is a sick bastard. The only person he knows from that lifestyle is John Gotti's adopted daughter. That's it. It's the only person he fucking knows. Even Blinky don't like him. Nobody likes this guy. He's a fucking clown. You know how sick this is right here?
What's regardless of the rules?
The rules, what?
But eventually,
this guy's nuts.
New York's going to knock on your door. And you're going to have to explain why this is still going on.
Did you just hear that? No, the Fibby family cut some names out because you don't want to push all this name dropping on here. But you should have just left it in, Fibby fam, because this is sick. Now he's saying New York's going to knock on Joey's door. There's no fucking mob no more, dickhead. And if there is, they don't give a fuck what he does. Wasn't he up to San Gennaro Feast with a cheesesteak stand last year? So if the New York mob didn't want him up there, why was he there, Fibby? And Fibby knows everything. They all call Fibby and tell him this stuff. Bullshit. This kid is insane. And anybody let's just go into Fibby's world. We're in Fibby's world. Any man talking to Fibby is a rat. If you're on the phone with Fibby, you're a fucking stool pigeon, right? You're a fucking rat. Why would you be talking to a guy? And if you're a criminal, and if you're part of a crime family or anything like that, why would you be talking to a guy who runs a fucking YouTube channel? This makes no fucking sense. All right, let's get out of Fibby world. You don't even know these fucking guys. He stalked these poor bastards, and he wants them all in jail. That's why he fucking does these stupid streams and drops their names. He wants every one of them in the can.
And you're going to have to explain why this is still going on.
Look at this.
So I don't know for 100% certainty exactly what is going on as far as who's where, who's this, who's that, who's this.
What?
But I'm telling you, it's not over with.
It's not over with.
And it's this close from getting violent.
It's going to get, oh no, guys, you know what's coming next? Clip-ins and whackings. So Fibby's trying to tell us all the people in New York and Philadelphia are calling the Lebanese Jewish guy with a fucking YouTube channel. And they're telling him that, we're really fed up with the skinny guy. We're going to do some whackings and clippings on him. Get the fuck out of here, pal.
This close from getting violent for a lot of different reasons.
How close, Fibby? What, like a little inch, 2 inches? How close, Fibby? This is fucking delusional.
It's time for a change in Philadelphia.
Oh, look at this.
It's time for the acumen to be different. And if I had to base my opinion on the history of organized crime and the direction that I think Philadelphia should go to serve them best.
Hey, this ain't a basketball game or a franchise, you fucking dope. Number one, there ain't no mobsters around no more. There's a very few old guys who get out of jail and they spend time with their grandchildren. They're not doing crimes or involved with any of that shit. People like Fibby are just like Bernstein. They need you to believe that there's a mob out there. They want you to believe there's still a mafia and all this shit. And they know them and they get phone calls from them and get tips. How fucking oxymoronic is that? Honestly, what's up, Texas Joshy? How oxymoronic is that? Yeah, we run an illegal crime syndicate, but we're gonna call and talk to the kid who changes his last name and lies about his nationality and says he was shot 10 times and he was wearing Petrarca's grant. Yeah, we're gonna tell him things that could put us all in jail, right? Get the fuck out of here.
I think Stevie Mazzone and maybe one or two other guys are the guys you go with.
Oh my God.
Those are the.
You look at him dropping these poor bastards' names, and he's going to say he's friends with them. If he was friends with them, why would he say this guy Stevie should be the boss or the leader of the fucking mob gang? If he was his friend, why would he be helping put him in jail right here? Why would he be doing that? It makes no fucking sense because he thinks he's Fibby Corleone.
Two guys, there's two or three guys you go with.
Listen to this.
And I'm not even saying Georgie's not one of them. I'm just saying there's two or three guys I believe that could run that family the way it needs to be run.
Wow.
Who are students of the game, who know how to earn.
Yeah, Assassino. He pens letters. He writes letters to mob guys in jail. Nicky Scarfo, people like that. These guys are all pen pals with people in jail. They're fucking sick. They're fanboys. They're fucking sick. Think about that. Who the hell would call, let's say if you're some illegal gang, or may you be an Italian gang, Puerto Rican gang, black gang, who the fuck would call some guy on YouTube? Let's say you're a member of the Crips, and there's a YouTube channel called Crip Nation, right? Are you going to call them up and tell them things? It makes no sense. It's all bullshit and fugazi. We've seen the Fibster lie about so many things. That's why his channel is an utter dumpster fire.
Know how to hold the rules in check and who aren't about to let Joey placate them in any stretch, form, fashion, or imagination.
Wow, you're sick, dude.
And isn't that truly the problem here? Isn't that what we're really discussing? Is how the New York mob could allow this and sit back and do nothing.
All right, then why didn't the New York mob do whackings and clippings at the San Gennaro feast, Fibster? Remember Fibby said he was going to go down there with 6 shooters and 6 guys to beat up Joey? But his friends went. His soy boy, the Don, went there to do rat recon. And then his rat neighbor, Hootie, went there. And Gene, the woman beater Borello. This kid is insane. Oh, man.
And if you guys want to play musical fucking chairs down there, that's your business.
Wow.
But the amount of heat and the amount of nonsense now.
But the amount of heat. Fibby's saying the amount of heat we had been getting from Joey selling cheesesteaks. You're on a YouTube channel saying that these guys want to be a boss and all this shit. You're fucking twisted, dude. Imagine that. This kid, that's why he has no credibility anywhere. He is the laughing stock of YouTube.
Put the belt in the fucking notch, boys. Put the belt in the notch, because it's only going to get uglier now.
It's only going to get uglier. He's been saying this for 2 years, right? Ever since Joey fucking dissed him and didn't give him a shout out. Every 2 months he says Joey's going to get killed. They're going to do whackings and clippings on Joey. They're going to do whackings and clippings on Little Snuff. It's fucking sick. This guy is a repressed bi guy. You got to watch what I say on YouTube. But go watch my video with him and his lover. Him and his lover went to fucking Europe together, cheek to cheek.
You have everybody in the public talking about this.
Look at everybody.
That is a sin. Wow. You want to talk about the cardinal sins that get you executed in the streets? There you have it.
That's what you're doing right here, Fibby, though. That's what you're doing right here. This kid's ridiculous. I love the Fibster. Fibbles forever. Fibby, keep doing your thing. Keep doing your thing in your sick little mind, you little Lebanese, Jewish, little Irish weirdo.
Your opinion won't get you clipped. Your opinion will never get you clipped. but you're unloyal.
Yeah, Mailman Nick says if he's talking about bringing heat, then he's the flamethrower, ain't it? He's the bonfire then. This kid is so pathetic. He's got no way to make money but to do this little mafia grift and stuff. But his channel is a dumpster fire, an utter disaster. Even Angel Rickard, Angel Gotti didn't use him to write her book. She used that kid killer over there, the dude who wants all the guys and babies to die. These people are fucking sick. Anybody friends with this guy needs to be put in a mental ward immediately, in an asylum.
And lies will.
This kid's sick.
And that's the truth.
Yeah, Milwaukee. He wrote letters. Dear Mafia. This kid's pathetic. These guys really in their head, do I really believe they believe there's a mob? I don't know. Maybe Fibby in his mind believes there's guys walking around with fedoras and shit. He's just a con man, though.
And the reality is those of you that are watching the show, those of you that will listen, here's the reality. You know who knows whether this is really true or not?
Who?
Guys in Philadelphia. And they know it's true. They know that when I talk, I'm never going to bury anybody.
What?
I'm going to tell you what I'm hearing.
Wait, I'm not going to bury nobody. I'm going to tell you what I'm hearing. Number one, you don't even live in Philly, and no one even likes you in Philadelphia. But you just hear what this guy just said? I'm not going to bury nobody. You just named like 5 or 6 different guys. This kid's sick. What's up, Dino?
And if anybody, George,
listen,
you want to call and scream at me? You can.
Look at this.
Anybody who
wants that guy to call him and threaten him. He wants those guys are too smart. They ain't gonna do that. He wants these Steves and Georges and Teds, whoever the fuck these guys are. He wants them to call him up and threaten him so he can call the fucking cops on them, put them in the can, and then write about it and do videos about it. I've never seen a bigger rat punk than this weirdo right here. Probably the sickest, weirdest freak on the internet.
doesn't like what I just said can call and scream at me. But I need you to understand, I'm not saying it's true. I'm saying this is what's going on.
I'm saying this is what's going on because this is Rat Talk Radio. I want to get everybody. I hate Italians so much. I want all you wops in jail. I'm going to put all you Dagos in jail because I can't be Italian. And Fibby can eat all the SpaghettiOs he wants. He can eat all the ragu and SpaghettiOs. You're not Italian. Yeah, he's the biggest rat on there, Assassino.
And I'm going to try to do this in code a little bit.
Yeah, Milwaukee. He accused one of them guys from hanging him over a balcony. He said they hung him over a balcony in federal court in New York City, 10 floors. They hung him like Vanilla Ice and Suge Knight hung him over a balcony. Give me a fucking break. No one would have seen that, and those guys would have been in jail in 2 seconds. Number one, they would never do. Who would do that in a courthouse? But if somebody did do that in a courthouse, hundreds of people would have seen it. They would have been in jail. This kid would love nothing more than that. This is the guy who said that he was going to have Henry Hill killed. He was trying to set up Henry Hill to get killed when he was 9 years old. He invented the Crip War.
When the weather's shitty and you just want to go fishing, you either got to wait till the weather passes.
Listen to this.
Or find a new fucking fishing spot. You understand? That's how it works.
That's how it works, he said.
That's how it works. And you can't use the same bait to catch the same fish. You always got to change it up. Have patience.
What's he talking
You can't
about?
jerk the rod too quickly.
You can't jerk off his roommate Tom too quickly, right? This kid is a weird, suppressed, closeted dude. He's a very hateful, closeted gay man. A very hateful gay man. You should just come out, man. It's 2026. Nobody cares. We all know what you are. Nobody cares, dude.
Fish swallow the hook. You understand?
He might have. I'm not sure. He deserves one. He's batshit crazy. I don't know what he's talking about. So I can't make out what he's saying. He's talking Fibby talk, Fibberish. It's a new language called Fibberish. He's insane.
And so at the end of the day,
Listen.
the debate that is going to surround South Philadelphia, and the reason why it's such a hot topic button right now,
Hot topic.
is because it's going to center because Joey Merlino started all this shit.
Hey, Joey, leave Brittany alone. This is amazing. Hot button topic. Where? Who the fuck is, what is he talking? It's a hot button topic in your sick little mind, Fibby. In your sick little mind. Fibby Hinckley.
He's either going to run it or he's not. You can't have him 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You can't let him dictate
What?
shit down there. He's made a mockery.
How bad he wants Joey Merlino in jail. This kid probably masturbates every night to that guy getting handcuffed.
Out of organized crime. He's made a fool out of himself. He's disrespected himself as a man.
Then why did you love him so much? Why did you love him so much? Why did you want a shout out so bad on his channel? This guy freaked out and turned on Joey because he didn't get a shout out. He went on there and whined like a little girl because he didn't get a shout out, but JTP got the shout out and not him. He's such a weirdo. Such a weird guy.
By some of the shit he's done. But that's him. That's what makes Joey Joey.
Joey.
Good, bad, and indifferent, no matter what you think. He just does whatever the fuck he wants.
Wow, what a sweet.
But I just wonder why New York is just kind of sitting there going, okay, that's a big problem.
Maybe because there's no mob around, dickhead. Maybe because that life's over, dickhead.
It's a big problem for a lot of different people.
Maybe because the guy fucking doesn't do no crimes. He just wants to sell cheesesteaks and live his life, dickhead. You wanted to suck him off a few years ago. He was in love with the guy. He could do no wrong. He was ready to turn on his emergency contact. These people are the
But whether people support Joey or not doesn't really matter.
Well, they do. People do support him, and you hate that. You wanted to be Joey, known as Joey's friend, and it didn't work out like that, freak.
Because the perception itself is going to have consequences. If enough people believe that a former boss is still influencing decisions by proxy,
What?
it's going to complicate any fucking attempt with any new leadership
What is he
structure
talking
because they're
about?
not going to be able to establish what we call unquestioned authority. Do you want to know how you have unquestioned authority? You kill someone.
What?
That's it. The minute the mob lost the pistol, it's over.
Maybe there isn't. Maybe because there's no mob around no more, Fibby. Maybe because all them guys went to jail, and the old guys who get out of jail want to spend time with their grandkids. How sick is this? He's so insane. You need to be leadership. You need to start killing people. People need to know that Joey is not running fucking the Phillies game. He's not running the Philadelphia Eagles. This guy makes no sense. He's out of his mind.
Do you guys think that Dominic Sicali, who was
he's in love with Dominic Sicali, a guy who rips his grandmother off. Listen to the love he has for all these rats now. They're all going hardcore rat. Him, the emergency contact. They're going full cheese eating. I love it. Eat the cheese. Eat the cheese.
who was a captain in the Bonanno crime family?
Oh,
all right,
God.
he's a captain in the Bonanno crime family. Do you think that if he made decisions that he was uncertain about, he would have survived it being in a hierarchical, or at least
What a nerd jerk off. All you mob humps like this are just nerds and jerk offs. Use the big nerds and big jerk offs. What's up, Philly? What's up, Joey? He looks like the Brady Bunch. Yeah. I don't know where they find these Fibby fam finds these bitches. That family's nuts. Shout out to the Fibby family.
A captain? No, you have to be succinct. You have to be violent. You have to be forceful.
What?
Otherwise, everybody else falls out of line. That's the problem.
That's the movies you watch, Fibby. That's the movies you watch and the stuff you masturbate to. You're sick. You know nothing about that life. You had to make up lies that Raymond Petrarca was your grandfather. You told that dimwit Angel Gotti that Raymond was your grandfather. You're a fucking retard. What a sick puppy.
Philadelphia has had for a very long time. They execute guys over personal shit, but don't get rid of the ones that are really creating the problem for a multitude.
You hear what he just said? So the people in Philadelphia are not killing the people Fibby don't like. This is bizarre, man. You watch too many Nicky Scarfo documentaries in the 80s. Get on some meds, dude.
And we're talking about organized crime history in its perspective, not specifically Joey or what they should do or not do.
What?
It's just an overall thing.
No, you've been saying through this whole video. That's why he's got no credibility. This guy changes like the fall, spring, winter, summer. He changes his views, his perspectives, everything. His name, his nationalities, his male lovers. Yeah, he's little Arthur Gale all day long.
But it's a problem. Because when people inside or outside of an organization question who's really making the decisions, Uncertainty is often followed by gunshots.
Oh my God.
You guys all think I'm crazy. I'm delusional.
Yes, you are. Because you say this every 6 months that all these fedora toting mobsters are gonna do whackings and clippings to Joey and Little Snuff. You're a sick puppy, dude.
Junkie. This is Joey's thing. Oh, he said junkie. Right. Okay, pal. Right.
Well, you're a full-blown alcoholic. We do know that, Fibby. A full-blown lush. Full-blown lush.
That's just the reality of it. And then when you're dealing with people that have zero patience for fuckery going on behind the scenes, telling you guys have no idea what's coming.
You have no idea what's coming. Whackings and
But
clippings.
this uncertainty that we're talking about, and we're almost done, guys. The uncertainty that we are talking about today
Oh, he's crazy.
has become the defining theme of Philadelphia.
What is he even
The
talking?
conversation is no longer simply about Joey Merlino. It's about every personality surrounding the organization. Every public
Also, this guy, if Joey Merlino called him up right now and said, I want to be your friend, come on my podcast, his kid would fucking shoot to the moon. This kid's insane.
appearance, every rumor, every disagreement, every reported alliance
Crazy.
becomes another chapter in the story where personalities are overshadowed by the institution itself, and you can't have that. Whether those stories are accurate, whether or not they're exaggerated, they contribute to an environment where speculation frequently drives the narrative. That's the
You
problem.
mean like a bunch of weirdos on the internet like yourself speculating about people who were arrested in the 80s and shit? This is weird. This dude's bad shit crazy. Wow.
Problem.
Wow.
Because how do you stop a narrative? You cut its tongue the fuck out of its mouth.
Look how
That's how you stop
drunk
a
and
narrative.
angry he is. How drunk?
How did you avoid falling into that lifestyle?
How drunk and angry was he right there? Oh my God. That was the other day. This is Fibby Corleone. Fibby's Life of Crime speech, this is called. He also believes that he's a 3-time felon. He was shot. This dude's bonkers, man. Wow. That was pretty. That was a sick little diatribe of Fibby's hatred. You gotta cut your tongues out. What is he talking about? Oh, he wants all those guys. Fibby Eccles wants them all in prison. Who is this guy now? Looks like the Cabinieri, the police in Italy.
Beyond the point of no return. You seem to have the right connections, the mind, the fortitude, and the wisdom to be pretty damn successful in that way of life. I think insight to your story could help others avoid some of the pitfalls. Not knocking the life or saying it's wrong or evil, but we both know the odds of
Listen, this is Fibby writing this message to himself. He's reading a comment, and the person in the comment is saying Fibby should have been in that life and went very high. This is Fibby writing his own comments and reading his own comments. Listen.
How did you avoid falling into that lifestyle beyond the point of no return? You seem to have the right connections, the mind, the fortitude, and the wisdom to be pretty damn successful in that way of life. I think insight to your story could help others avoid some of the pitfalls. Not knocking the life or saying it's wrong or evil, but we both know the odds of reaching the pinnacle are about the same as making the pros in sports. Keep doing your thing. I think the best way to answer this, I could answer this a couple of different ways.
I can answer this a couple of different ways. Number one, I'm not even Italian. Number two, I don't have any family members that were in that lifestyle. This kid's sick. He wrote that. He wrote that message.
You know, first of all, you don't avoid it. Listen, and I'm going to be honest with you. And this is probably more than I should say, but I'm not risking anything by saying this. There are people that still come to me with criminal things. Okay,
What?
there are still people that come to me with ideas. There are still people
There's still people that come to me with criminal ideas. Why would any person in the world go to a guy called Mob Talk Radio who lies about his last name, his nationality, his sexuality, everything about him? Why would they come to you? He lives in a world of pure fascination.
I got this thing over here. It's a couple $1,000. I don't get involved for the exact reason why I expect you, or why I told you earlier when I answered the other question, is that at the end of the day, the shortcuts that you take in life,
Wow.
you have to understand where those paths are going to lead. You never know where the path is going to lead. You could have 3 paths in front of you. Okay,
One path led to Tom Squire's bed. One path led to Tom Squire's bed. Tell me this ain't sick. Fago goes about Fibby's studio. Oh, stage 32? Yeah, Fibby's all up in it. This kid, now, whoever believes him are bigger morons than the Fibster.
go to Philadelphia this weekend, Rhode Island next weekend, and then the weekend after I'll go to Boston. You don't know which one of those paths is going to lead to your death.
Number one, you don't go to Rhode Island, stupid. You don't know anybody in Providence. You don't know anybody in Boston, neither. This kid's sick. That's right. He's up late drinking wine, and he gets bombed at night. He's an alcoholic. He even admitted it before that he went for help and all that stuff. So he gets drunk at night and does these insane, cringy fucking streams.
So you've got to make a conscious choice. Is it even worth going? And I know that's sort of talking in circles.
Yeah, Gorky might be the only one who believes him. Well, no, even Peter Gorky knows it's not true, but Gorky's another lonely incel who couldn't get laid in a woman's prison with a fistful of cigarettes, right? So this is only social life is to play fantasy games with Fibby Loman.
Oh, so here's the thing, right? So, so I got to kind of be careful how I answer.
Listen to him. He's grunting and shit like a bear. Listen to him grunt. Maybe Pierre came up from the back. Listen.
So I got to kind of be careful how I answer this in a way. You can have all the connections in the world. You can have all the intelligence in the world. You could be able to earn and make really a lot of money. And could I be successful if I were living that lifestyle? Yeah, absolutely right. I could be. How did I avoid falling into that completely? Like when I was a criminal, how did I avoid
He was never a criminal, dude. Ugh. Just because your friends broke in a house and stole an Xbox, that don't make you a criminal. Your friend broke in a house, stole an Xbox. You threw an egg at a house when you were 10. I used to egg houses. That doesn't make you a lifetime. He wants these people that watch his channel to believe that he grew up in a mafia family and was almost sucked into that life. It's so cringy and bullshit. It's so bullshit. It's so hilarious, though, isn't it?
repeating the same mistakes? Well, it's plain and simple. I stopped making fucking mistakes. Oh, how did I avoid repeating the same mistakes? Well, it's plain and simple. I stopped making fucking mistakes. That's number one. Number two, it's something my father said to me. I got pinched. I said, Pop, you going to go with me to court? And I was looking at a lot of fucking time.
I was looking at a lot of time. That's a lie. Your Elio was on Angel's channel, and you were sitting right next to him. Everybody knows you're a liar. What a psycho. I got pinched. What a goofball. You didn't grow up talking like that. You were living with 3 or 4 fucking tulips 5 years ago. You was living with a tulip.
And he looked at me and says, you became a man the day you got arrested. I no longer owe you a fucking thing. You're my son. I love you, but you chose to be a criminal. You chose to break the law. Now you're going to choose to handle this on your own. And that's exactly
wow, nice father, right? No, I don't even believe that. None of this is true. But the father's going to leave his kid. No, he's told us other stories where the father helped him out of cases and the father squashed beefs with detectives. Then he told us the father was shaken down by detectives. This kid's all over the place. He just throws shit at the wall and whatever sticks, right?
Happened to me. And then shortly after all that, the FBI raided my house. I've been very open about that.
Liar.
And the FBI leaves, and my father looks at me, and I think my father's going to give me a fucking beating. And he looks at me and goes, I told you from day one, you have 2 choices in life. You can continue to lead this way of life, but get smart. Stop fucking talking to the people you are. You're smarter than this.
What?
Learn how to outsmart these motherfuckers.
Learn how to outsmart who? No, what bad advice for a father to tell a kid? And we know his father never said that. That's why his brother Tony Loman and his family had totally shunned this kid. That's why he's Kevin McAllister every fucking Christmas Eve. He's home alone every Christmas. His family wants nothing to do with him. That's why his emergency contact is Angel Gotti, for Christ's sakes. How sad and pathetic is that? Not even a family member? And she don't give a fuck about this kid.
Father could have thrown me a beating. He would have been justified in throwing me a fucking beating for what I did and for what I was involved in.
What did you do? You notice he never tells us what he did or what he was involved in? Because he stole PlayStations. Oh man, this kid's just out of his mind. It is hilarious. Fibbles, never stop doing what you do, you psychotic weirdo. Ev, what's going on? Yeah,
Because
outsmart him, kiddo. Yeah, crazy. Wait till I find the story where his dad breaking people's hands with hammers for the mob. That was one of the outlandish stories I ever heard. Ev, let's go.
after all of this, he sat me down. He says, all right, I want to know everything you're doing, everything that you haven't gotten caught for, everything you did get caught for. A, B, C, D, and E, you tell me everything. And I told him some shit that I don't think most sons would ever tell their father about the evil shit they did, the horrible shit they did, the thieving they did, the stab.
What evil? So he's trying to tell us he told his dad all the evil things he did. You know, Dad, me and the boys stole a PlayStation, stole a candy bar too, because that's what he got in trouble for, stealing candy bars, PlayStations, and egging houses. This is very fucking insane.
Whatever the case may have been. I'm not saying any of those things happened. I'm just being overt about this. And I told him from A to Z everything I had ever done, everything I could ever get caught for. And the look on his face was
Why
like,
would you tell your father that? Why would you even tell your parent that stuff? Which this is all fictitious, fibby fucking lies anyways. But who would even worry their poor father, right? Who would ever make their father worry to say, yeah, Dad, I did this? So now your poor father's going to think, oh, my God, my son's going to go to jail. But this is all bullshit anyways.
what the fuck is wrong with you? Because I think I surprised him at the brutality of some things that I was involved in at the time.
The brutality! He wants you to believe he was cutting off hands. He was doing clippings and whackings. He wants you to believe he was some badass, I don't know, fucking killer, crazy guy. This is the most insecure, self-hating, fucking Jewish, Lebanese, Irish kid you'll ever meet. Not a speck of Italian. The only Italian he had in him, maybe Michael Sacchio. That's about it. Maybe Satch got him.
I'm not making a joke out of it. I'm not selling you a fucking fish story. I'm just telling you at one point in my life, I was the wrong fucking one.
He was the wrong one. Wait, at one point in his life, he was the wrong one. Remember when he told us the story? If he ran into the guy that ratted on him, the other little kid who told on him, and he said he was going to cut his throat, and then he gave him a cigarette? This kid is a cringe fest.
Wrong fucking one. But rather than my father throw me a fucking beating, rather than my father throw me out of his life and saying, you're a fucking scumbag, get away from me, I was his son. He loved me unconditionally. That is the fucking
Well, I think you like Thorpe more than you, because why didn't you get none of your father's medals? You didn't get nothing, because you were a bum. You were a bust-out fucking crumb, mooching off your family. You were couch surfing. Then R.I.P. to your dad. After he passed away, your stepmother, Laura, threw you out of the house because you were a fucking bum who didn't want to work. You got tossed out, and you got nothing of your father's because you were a bad son. You're a bad son doing this. The lies that you make up about your poor dad is disgusting, saying he was bragging about killing Vietnamese people and all this stupid stories. Shame on you. What's up, Lisa?
of loving a child unconditionally. No matter the evil I did, no matter the horrible shit that I did, he would never fucking bail on me, never give up on me. But he told me, it was right down there. He says, you have a choice.
You have a choice.
If you're going to go down this path, go ahead and go down it. I'm not going to love you any less.
Go marry Tom and go marry Tom Squires and go to Europe together. Wow. Does he really think that anybody believes him? Just like the great bad has said. And Jane said to me when I attended Fibby Academy College, they said Fibby only has viewers for about 4 or 5 months. As soon as they hear him contradict himself and tell crazy stories, they all bounce. You know how many of my subs used to watch Fibby? So many of them. But they all seen that he was full of shit, and now they come over and laugh with me at him.
But don't expect me to bail you out. That's number one, even though he would bail you out.
Well said, Jason. Just like his friends holding the co-defendant hostage during the trial. He actually said that. He said when he was at trial, a guy was supposed to testify against him, and his friend held him at gunpoint. It's so childish. Like I said, little kids make up stories like this, man. First graders, second graders make up stories like this. That's honestly...
a prison if that were jail if that were the case. He bailed me out the first time. You know, fucking $100,000 bond. He took care of that.
Yeah, right.
He didn't have to, but he did. But then I was on my own in court. But he said, Jeff, if you're going to go down this fucking road, be smart. Outsmart the fucking feds. Outsmart law enforcement.
Outsmart the feds, Fibby. Outsmart the feds. Give me what world do you live in? Jeff is Jeff's only biggest fan. Jeff is enamored and loves to hear his own voice. You're right on that, Coney Island. Thanks for the Cash App, Fibby Corleone. Yes, you're correct on that, 100%. He's his own biggest fan. There's nobody on here that's made such a fool of themselves as this kid, lying about who he was related to and who he is and his nationalities. It's ridiculous. 100K bond. Yeah, let's ask Elio about that. That's not what Elio said, Fibby. That's not what Elio said on stream, and you were right on panel with him. He was your lawyer. He said Jeff was a little boy, and the other little boys ratted on Jeff, and Jeff ratted on the other little boys. But he was a man. He was 19 years old. Amazing.
Can't outsmart them. Get the fuck out and find something else to do with your life.
Get out.
And it was good advice.
What?
It was good advice. And I'm going to tell you why, because I never got caught for another thing again. And I just didn't. You think the feds coming to my house scared me or getting probation from a criminal trial because I had never been in trouble in my life before? You think that stopped me? That should have stopped me in my fucking tracks. And it didn't. For years, I did other shit. I'm being honest about it. And some people would tell me I'm not smart for saying that, but I'm just being honest with you because I'm not going to bullshit you guys. I'm not.
All you do is bullshit your audience. That's what you've been doing since the start. Bullshit your audience.
I'm honest with you, and that's the way I've always been.
I'm positive he's still got an imaginary. Yeah, Roscoe, without he's gonna drop dead Fred, of course. Yes, Roscoe, he's gonna drop dead Fred, imaginary friend. I did when I was little. Listen, my mother told me when I was a little kid, before my little brother was born, I had like 5 or 6 imaginary brothers and sisters. I'm like, are you get out of here, Mom? She's like, I'm telling you, used to talk to them and play toys with them. I'm 4 years older than my brother, so I was about 4 years old, 3.5. I had imaginary friends. He still does. Well, they were imaginary brothers and sisters. My mother told me, I was like, no, are you just saying that? She's like, no, you really had them. I'm like, wow. At least they went away.
But I should have stopped, but I didn't. And I got away with a lot of other shit. Okay, it doesn't matter. But I got smart.
You got smart.
And so it really doesn't answer the question as far as like, avoiding falling into that lifestyle beyond the point of no return.
His life.
Because I think that you come to a crossroads. Okay, you're going to make X, Y, and Z amount of money, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Killing somebody is the point of no return.
What?
I've never killed nobody.
Yeah, no shit. You've never even probably threw a punch at another man before. You've probably never been in a schoolyard fucking fight in your life. What's up, Maddie? He's out of his mind. And make sure you hit the like button. He's out of his mind. The best show I would ever see, Fibby and Silo. Oh, I'd love to see Fibby and Tranbo, Silo going toe-to-toe, lie for lie, right? Lie for lie. Or maybe a tag team of liars, like Fibby and Tranbo versus like Tig and someone else, right? 2 total bullshit artists. Or Gummy and Tig versus Tiggy and Tranbo. Fibby and Tranbo.
Kill somebody. That's the point of no return. My father and my grandfather told me this as a kid. Don't ever do anything that you cannot put your fucking head on your pillow at night and not fucking sleep.
His grandfather was a good man. He was a dry goods salesman. But Fibby makes him out to be a borderline chomo, okay? He makes him out to be a borderline chomo. He said that his grandfather used to drive in the car and pull out his phallus and urinate in front of all the family members in the car. That's Fibby telling us that, not us making it up. His grandfather was a dry goods salesman. He was a hardworking Christian Lebanese man. He was not Italian. He was a hardworking Christian Lebanese fella. But he makes him out to be a borderline chomo, which I don't even believe that story. I hope it's not true, right? Or maybe that's where Fibby gets all this weird stuff from. Maybe the grandpa was a sicko and maybe hurt Fibby. Let's hope not, but anything's possible. How he's always accusing people of sending him CP and bestiality when he is the one who actually, his friend Boston Andy told us right on stream that Fibby had the turtle sex and the horse sex videos. We've all heard that from Fibby's own words and his friend Boston Andy's own mouth. You kept the videos. They were talking about turtle sex, all weird stuff.
If you cannot live this life without past shit bothering you, this is not the life for you. This is not the life for you. Well, my father said it the same way, just in a different kind of way.
Why would your father say that? Doesn't make no sense. If you're past, I don't even know what he's talking about. He's so crazy, right, Tom? He's nuts. Oh my God, Heather, thank you, Heather. Isn't that the truth? I've never seen so many wannabe Italians in my life. Yes, and sadly, you have a lot of Italians who are just wannabes on here. Look at all the mob humps that we've seen. All these mafia humps, weirdos, and liars. They all got the same traits. All the groupie fanboy types of that battle for angels' love. They all the same. They're all fucking liars, degenerates, miscreants, bullshit artists. They're all the same. Wow.
Smart them. If you can't outsmart them, you're not smart enough to be involved.
Yeah,
And my
die
father.
life. What a bunch of cringe. These dudes watch too much movies.
No, he knew what was going on,
Look, he knew.
and he never said another fucking word to me about it.
Then why don't you pay any rent when you lived with him? Why were you couch surfing USA? He didn't pay no rent. He didn't pay no rent. That's why Laura threw him out. As soon as the dad passed away, God rest his soul, they kicked his ass out. Didn't give him nothing that the father, no medals, nothing. It all went to the other brothers and sisters who didn't lie about their fucking nationality and who they're related to.
Until he was on his deathbed in 2004. He looked at me. I held his hand as he was fucking dying. I'm being honest. And I didn't know him. And this is really not a direction I wanted to go, but I'm just going to be honest.
Let's listen to what he's going to say right here. He's going to be like, Dad, I killed 7 men last night. And I took the gun and I left the cannolis.
You know, my father was dying. My father went from being a stoic, hard-nosed Irish military guy to fucking 65 pounds.
Irish and Jewish. Don't leave that out, Fibby.
Dying, struggling to breathe.
R.I.P. to the
And
father.
in his dying hours, he calls me into the room. I go, I didn't want to be in the fucking room. Who wants to look at their father fucking barely
Wait,
breathe?
what? You didn't want to be in the room with your father dying? Imagine lying about a story like this. This is sick, and this is what makes me not like him as a human and really hate this guy. Because to say, making lies about your father on his deathbed is disgusting. Coming from people who love their fathers, I loved my father to death, and I'm sure all you people love your fathers too. Imagine who would make these lies up about their dad, man. Oh, was it a box of chocolates? Chicky farted out Jay's. Oh, Chicky the cookie bookie, hot dog boy. That guy's a repulsive slob. Maybe I'll play his crying video this week.
Hours. He calls me into the room. I go, I didn't want to be in the fucking room. Who wants to look at their father fucking barely breathing? That wasn't what I wanted to do.
You wouldn't want to be with your father in his last moments holding his hand? This kid's sick.
But he said to me a couple different things. And the first thing he did was he apologized for dying, which was fucking nonsense.
All right, how could he talk? You said he can't even breathe. He can't even talk. But now he's talking. This is sick.
His concern.
Fibby was not adopted. No, he was not adopted. He lied to everybody. He's not adopted. His mother, his brother, and his father, they all resemble him. I know for 100% fact he's not adopted. He made that lie up so he could say he was Italian.
Fuck all the pain. He was going through a massive amount of pain. He wanted to, he didn't want to quit. And it's not because, he did not quit because, he was trying to be a tough guy. He didn't want to quit because he was worried what was going to happen to me because he knew the life I was living.
What? Wait, why is it all about you? So the father didn't care about none of the other kids. He didn't want to quit. He didn't want to stop fighting because of this and that. He wanted to stay alive because of me. What about his other? This kid is such a self-centered nerd. This kid's sick, man.
I was living. He knew the direction I was going. I had a fucking judge at 14 tell me I was going to spend the rest of my fucking life in prison.
Oh,
I'm serious.
My God, a judge at 14. Kid, get a life. Know how many people got in trouble as little kids? Yeah, this is why, and this is exactly why his family doesn't like him.
I was a miscreant. You have no idea.
Yeah,
But my father.
I have no idea. I was a miscreant. Me and Tom Squires were at stage 32. It's this kid sick. To lie about his father like this, and to say his father couldn't even breathe and talk, and then yet he's going to give him a whole sermon.
Father would not relent to cancer because he was worried about me. And I had to tell him 4 hours before he died that night, Pop, it's all right to go. I'll be fine. Don't worry. I got siblings. I got friends. I'm going to be fine. I don't want you to worry about me ever.
Where are they now? Where's your friends and siblings now, Fibby? So he said the father didn't want to die because he was worried about Fibby's mob life. This is sad, man.
Hold on to this life in that much fucking pain because you're worried about me. That is ultimate love from a father to a son, is refusing to fucking die because you're worried about your child.
What?
And I think about that sometimes. I think about that a lot when people come to me with stupid fucking ideas.
See how it's all about him? He is a fucking whack job, dude. Wow, right, Craig? Wow, that's all I can say is wow. Wow.
And the second thing that my father told me before he told me he loved me and died was that he said, always be smarter than everybody else. Don't get involved in dumb shit. The ends always must justify the means, my son.
Machiavelli. He's quoting Machiavelli. So he's saying the poor dad who's dying on his deathbed, the poor guy. This is the guy he lied about and said he wanted to kill Vietnamese people. This is just ridiculous. Yeah, where's the Hell's Angel? Fibby said the Finnish Hell's Angels came from Finland and gave him a jacket and took pictures with him, but told him never to wear the jacket. Imagine lying about your father like this. Know what that tells me? That tells me he hated his father and hated his family. That's what it tells me.
That's what he told me, and that sticks with me to this day. So it's not about falling into the lifestyle beyond a point of no return. It's knowing your limits.
Knowing your limits, because I was in that lifestyle. I was a bookie in Providence, Rhode Island. Let me get all that cocaine. Fucking weirdo. Why he's not a creep, Angela? Why he's not a creep? Uncle Hard. That's a great one, Watcher. Uncle Hard Ass Wannabe. It really is. There's so many of these guys, just like Fibby, and they all circle the emergency contact. Look at all the men around that fucking misfit, right? Look at all of them. They're just like Fibby. All cartoon stereotypes of gangsters, right? All dressed like, they're just ridiculous, clownish fucking people. And this kid's really sick to make these lies about his dad on his deathbed. He's told us other stories about him and dad walking down the beach. I don't have it with me, so I ain't gonna talk about it. But oh my god, he was ashamed. Yeah, May Queen. Yes, he was ashamed of who he was, and yes, he had to create a new identity. That's just what he did. He took the name Canarsie and said Raymond Petrarca was his grandfather, and then he said it's a secret mafia grandpa. He can't tell us the real mobster grandpa's name, but he was an Italian-made guy. It's not even true. His family in Rhode Island are Lebanese. Shout out to the Lebanese. And his father is Jewish and Irish. So he's Lebanese, Jewish, and Irish, but wants to be Italian so bad.
A lot of street guys don't understand their limits.
Why?
Put a number in your head. Get out. Drug dealers. And I'll use an example of this. Did Pablo Escobar really need $70 million fucking dollars? Don't you think 25, 30 would have been enough? He gets out 10 years faster. People might leave him alone.
What?
Ego drives fucking everything.
How about Tony Silo said he dated Pablo Escobar's daughter? How about that one? Yeah, no, I dated Pablo Escobar's daughter. Without a doubt. Fucking losers. The fucking unbelievable.
Along with greed. And for me, I'm not a greedy guy. I've never been like that. I would rather have the respect of people than to ever have them look at me and say, you know, he was supposed to give me 500. This is 482. What the fuck? His word is good for nothing?
Your word. No one believes you. These beta orbiters, because that's what they are. They're mob groupie beta orbiters. That's why they all jockey for position for the emergency contact. Just like on Angela's short, where who was it? It was Pap saying it. Pap was just laying down some facts. He was like, well, I wanted to be friends with her because of her name. Right? And that's what, if that lady's name wasn't her last name, these people would all fucking laughed at her. They would have laughed at her. They wouldn't use her. He wouldn't be her emergency contact. These dudes are crazy, man. Fucking beta orbiters.
That's where I come from. That's where I stand. And anybody that truly knows me, not the people that pretend that they fucking know me. Saying hello to you does not constitute fucking knowing you.
What? Wow. Listen to the projection there. The people that really know me. Hold on. That line was good. Thank you, Pierre. All right, the people that really know me, not the people that just say hi to me. And that's what he did to Joey Merlino. That's what he did to these poor bastards in fucking Philadelphia. He went into their restaurants and their barber shops, and he said hi to them, and they said hi back, and his eyes lit up with glee. And all of a sudden, they're his best friends. Yes, he said the gaudy name. Yeah, that's why they all use that. That's fucking Struns. That's why they all use her. I love it. That's why I'm Team Paps all the way. Pappy snake him, Pappy hard. Snake that bitch, Pappy.
Anybody that knows me will tell you.
Listen.
I don't get involved in stupid shit.
What?
that my ends are always going to justify my means. I'm only going
Hey, Machiavelli, this guy throws himself in everybody's business. We've seen him like a gossiping golden girl on here for how long? He's the biggest emotional fucking clown on here.
to do something if it profits me or if it's getting me somewhere else.
It's gonna be
This show was only designed to ever fucking be a platform to take me to another platform. That's it.
Took me to another. It took me to Angel's Gotti's platform where she won't even let me write her book. Adam's writing the book and not me. This kid's fucking whacked. He is a Stones. I've never seen a bigger jerk off. Out of all the mob humps and mob groupies that we've seen that beta orbit, the Mercy Contact, he's the biggest one. He's the biggest jerk off out of all of them. There's no bigger jerk off than Fibby.
And so it's not a matter of avoiding the lifestyle. It's picking and choosing what is smart to do, what's dumb to do. And I'm not saying I'm doing any of that now, because I'm not.
I swear to God, I'm not a mobster now. I'm really not. That was my past life. Like, oh my God. Give me a break, Fibster.
I'm telling you at the end of the day that to be a success in that life, you've got to do some treacherous fucking shit. Am I capable of that? Yeah, probably. I probably have a miscreant mind, a criminal attitude towards everything. I'm not going to lie to you.
Am I capable? Totally am capable of killing people. Totally capable of. You know what you're capable of? Bending over and Tom Squires taking over. Bending over and Tommy Squires taking over. Man, who are you fooling? Come out of get out of I see you in that closet, Fibby. Come out of the closet, talk to everybody, Fibby. Come on, have a conversation, Fibby.
But at the end of the day, if you can put your head on your pillow at night and you don't have to worry about a fucking thing, then you're a success. But if you put your head on your pillow at night,
if you put your pet on your pillow, if you put your pet on your pillow at night, listen to this psychotic. I love it.
But if you put your pet on your head on your pillow at night, you have to worry about 18 fucking other things. It's not worth it. Do I have things at night when I put my head down I worry about? Yeah, sometimes.
Of course. Is MRE going to make another video of me? Oh my God. Where am I going to go this Thanksgiving and Christmas? Is this going to be the year Angel's going to invite me over for Christmas? Nope. Kevin McAllister again. I challenge the Mercy Contact. I want you to have him over for Christmas. I want him over there on Christmas. You just better put a chastity belt on Lola and Gucci. They better have chastity belts on them, put it that way. And Lola and Gucci are the little dogs.
You know, sometimes I get memory recalls of some stuff that I did that I may or may not regret, or maybe I regret not going further than I actually did, but that's just life.
Oh, sometimes I have these bad memories, like the time me and Galaxy were at stage 32 and Tom was there. This is just fucking insanity. He wants these people. He went to acting school for this, and he's terrible at it. Fibby the stoic.
That make me crazy, mentally unstable, mentally ill. No, at night you have to worry about 18 fucking other things.
You are. How many times personally did the Mercy Contact hit me up, Angel? He's gonna hurt himself, Emily. He's gonna hurt himself this time. I'm like, no, he's not gonna hurt himself. He lies to you and says he's gonna hurt himself, but he's not going to. This kid's famous thing is to always say, I'm gonna unalive myself. I'm gonna unalive myself. It's like, no, you're not. You want attention. You're a sick little queen.
It's not worth it. Do I have things at night when I put my head down I worry about? Yeah, sometimes. You know, sometimes I get memory recalls of some stuff that I did that I may or may not regret, or maybe
Pierre with some whipped cream. Pierre came in with some whipped cream. Fago with a cherry on top. Fibby split open.
I regret not going further than I actually did, but that's just life.
I regretted not going further with Tom in that castle. I should have went further. They've only made it to second base that night.
Does that make me crazy, mentally unstable, mentally ill? No, none of that
Yes,
shit.
it does, Fibby. Of course it does. You LARP and steal Pete. You stole my friend's father. You stole my friend's grandfather and said it was your grandfather. You're demented. You're demented. Joey, what's up, man? Fibby has nightmares about MRE video. He sure does. I remember when he gave me that cringy award? Funniest channel in the world. It was so cringy. He thought I was going to call him up and be his friend, do the whole little groupie, fanboy, goofy thing. that all these little mesophonics do. They call each other on the phones, all her beta orbiters. And they were all jockeying for position to have their head up the emergency contact's ass. It's hilarious.
Yeah, but do I have a criminal type of fucking mind? Absolutely. I'm not going to lie to you. But the difference between thinking that way and reacting that way are two different things. So I probably went way too far on that.
Yes.
Because the fucking jerk-offs that don't like me are going to exploit that.
Yes, I will.
But it is what it is.
Yes, it is.
Are not going to let.
And here we are right now. Look at Fibbins. Look at Fibbins and fucking Igor. What is going on? Fibby family, where did you get this picture? Is this George Costanza after getting hit by a sledgehammer on the left side of his face? Looks like George Costanza was hit with a sledgehammer or something. What is Fibby? This is called Fibby is now defending James Proctor. Wait, last week he wanted to kill Proctor. This week he loves him. This is the dance of the emergency contact right here. This is the beta orbiters and the fanboys and groupies that beta orbit the emergency contact. Are they sick? But now he loves Proctor. Let's listen.
Think what I'm about to say. They have their own opinions about me. They got their own opinions about John Gotti Jr. They got their own opinions about James Proctor, former mob guys on the internet. Everybody's got an opinion. And all this is my opinion. Doesn't matter what my opinion is, right? Nobody on here, not even me.
They're beta orbiters. That's just what they are. We've all seen it on here.
We're not experts here. I have never, ever self-entitled myself as an expert of anything.
Yeah, see, how many times did Fibby call himself a mafia expert? Which is the most cringiest thing I've ever heard, Mafia. What does that even mean? You're some fanboy who watches every documentary that the FBI and the rats put out. You're an expert. You're fucking weirdo. Jerk off time. Jerk off time.
Other people have done that, and that's up to them.
Fibby, did Fibby watch John Elite go number 2 on the Pichadillo? Yes, he did. Yes, he did. I believe him and A-Light had a sexual relationship. I believe that. Can't prove it, but I totally believe Aletto took advantage of Fibby's softness and his kindness. Totally took advantage of the fibster. And then split his ass wide open into the great wide open. Shout out to Tom Petty.
To say, but I'll always tell you, I'm not an expert. The experts are the ones who live that life 24/7. They're the true experts. I've said that. Where I'm a little different than a lot of people that cover this.
Is I suck penis. Where he's a little different is he indulges in large phalluses. What's up, love? Hello.
I have friends in it. I've been around it most of my life. I got a lot of
been around it most of his life. This kid is such a bullshitter. Such a bullshitter. Oh, were you in the Jewish, Lebanese, Irish mob, Fibby? What a psycho.
friends that are still actively involved in it. So I have a different viewpoint.
Friends that are still actively involved. You know what you're really saying right there? You're actually just right there. If number one, that's not true, but if it was true, you're ratting on your friends right there. That's called dry snitching. I still have friends that are involved in organized crime. Now, what idiot, even if that was true, which it's not, what moron would ever come out and say that? Think about that for 1 minute.
Other people. Found it most of my life. I got a lot of friends that are still actively involved in it. So I have a different viewpoint than a lot of other people. And that's just...
You wish you were from Providence. What a psycho.
The way it is. And opinions are like assholes, right?
Facts are facts. I know what you're going to. He's going at the Blinky Jr. thing. No, facts are facts. I read it, and I read where he said, and he's, what did he say? Joe Marino gave me the okay to kill his nephew. That's telling on somebody, Fibby, and you know that. A few years ago, before Merlino humiliated him, he was on the verge of calling Blinky a stool pigeon himself. He used to say comments like, oh, me and Angel don't agree on the brother thing. Now watch him suck ass. If Angel opened her mouth, you'd see Fibby's head and 5 other heads in that mouth. These people are disgusting beta orbiters. Yeah, he wishes he was Teach, but not at all. He could never be around those kind of people. They would never accept a creature like this around them. Never.
We all got them, and some of them are cleaner than others. And so recently, within the last 2 days, somebody sent me a bunch of video clips of James Proctor. And essentially,
Proctor made an ass out of himself. He had Michael Francese's picture up there, and a few other people say these are the guys, the only people that walked away from the life without telling on people. No, Michael Frances ratted on the guy, Norby Walters. He's a fucking rat. And so is Blinky. Blinky's a rat too. He said Dan Marino, I always call him Joe Montana, said he was going to kill his, he said it was okay for us to kill his nephew. I don't know what world you think that's not being a stool pigeon in. I don't know what world. Yous are all in a big cult. But maybe they'll let you over the house so you can gang the little puppies. Because that's what he would do. He'd kill little Lola and Gucci in a heartbeat.
James was defending himself and his stance on John Gotti Jr. And he's taken a lot of shit for that.
He looks like a jerk off. He lost a lot of credibility with these mob humps. Don't want to watch him. I heard they were blazing his chat for it. He always called John Jr. a rat. Yeah, he's a fucking clown. All these guys are just beta orbiters. And if they study the mafia so much, well, read those fucking three. Now, if you didn't read them, I understand. If you didn't read them, I get it. I used to stick up for the guy before I read them. But when I read them, you read them, and it is what it is. There's no sticking up for that. The guy even buries himself in that fucking, what was that? The Shah of Iran interview. He compares himself to Sammy Gravano. He's like, I didn't rat as much as the other rats. I didn't do what Gravano did. I didn't rat as much as them. I'll play that whole fucking video and shred that fucking goofy blinking bastard. And Blinken Park will shred him, and Blinken Park verbally shred him.
I've taken shit for that most of my career too. That's nothing new. However, there's something that's being said that I don't really think is a fair judgment on James Proctor. And I'll get into that.
Proctor's a fanboy, and you were just dissing the guy. That's why nobody holds any credit. That's why Fibby has no credibility, right? 1 week, James is a fucking idiot who steals his material, and the next week, he's a great guy. That's why Fibby is a whore.
James also, in part of different videos, was defending his stance on his friendship with Angel Gotti, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that either. You're allowed to have friends. No matter what your opinion is, you're reporting something, right? But the problem is, anytime you're reporting on something, if you refuse to go that extra inch and call somebody a rat publicly, which is, he's right, that's what people want him to do.
Well, what would have John Sr. would have called somebody who said that about somebody in a 302? Answer that, all you people. What would Gotti Sr. call somebody who said Danny Marino said it was okay for us to kill his nephew? He talked about all the guys who were there torturing the guy. What would John Sr. say about that? He would say the guy was a fucking rat. And anybody who says anything different is just being dishonest to please the emergency contact and the brother. Maybe they think they're going to get a spot in a movie or something, right? It's just being dishonest. Because even her friends on panel from Silo called him a rat. Lee Cole called him a rat. They all did until they got friendly with her, and then they wanted to use her for her name. Which, hey, I don't blame them. They're snakes. Snakes do what you got to do. That's your nature. That's why I don't get mad at Paps. I love what Paps does. Paps is one of my heroes over there. Keep papping on.
Because he won't do it, because in his opinion, he doesn't feel like, based on the fact that nobody testified against anybody, put anybody in prison.
You don't have to testify on somebody to be a rat, you stupid bastard. All you're going to do is write a statement and tell the FBI that, yeah, he said we could kill his nephew. And then the guy ends up in jail. What do you call that? What would the father have called that? The guy even said it in his own. How about when Bette David said, what would your father think? He would have disowned me. So if John Gotti Sr. was alive right now, he would have disowned his son. That's a fact.
His stance is that John Gotti Jr. is not a rat. I have been clear for a decade about what my opinion is, and I've always said this.
No,
Personal opinion aside, I have always said this. Doesn't matter what I believe. No amount of convincing is gonna make people believe that John Gotti Jr. isn't a rat if they think he is. Nothing I can say, do, indifferent, good, bad, or whatever is going to sway anybody. So my opinion doesn't matter. The only opinion that has ever mattered is the streets.
It's the streets.
And whatever.
You know what the streets say? The streets say he's a stool pigeon. You told on somebody. No, did he go to the extent of taking the stand and all that? He could have hurt a lot more people, yes, but he still hurt the Joe Watts guy and the Joe Montana. I mean, fucking Dan Marino and fucking Watts guy. You hurt them by saying that, man. The guys ended up in jail. You don't think that hurt them at their trial? And they said, hey, listen to this. The no trial. We're going to take a plea on that. Fucking dopes. These people are so dishonest. At least be honest. Say you didn't read it or something. If you didn't read it, then that's one thing. But you go read that shit. What would the father say? He even said it. My dad would have disowned me for what I did.
Where they say it is, because they're the ones that dictate the rules, correct? And so for my
That's why your friend's the Hollywood gangster. That's why he's the Hollywood gangster. Fucking goof. That family's a bunch of cop magnets.
perspective, I have always said streets are going to determine whatever that is. I can have my personal opinion.
Yeah, exactly. In that life, if you sit with the law enforcement and the FBI, people are going to think you're a stool pad, Jen, because you probably are, right? And that video, when I watched a little of that video when I was done, and he was actually comparing himself. He was like Freudian slipped and was comparing himself to Gravano and them. He was basically saying, I only did a little ratting. I didn't rat all the way, right? He only did a little ratting.
Be different than the public's, and that's all it is. That's all it is.
Pirate silo.
But like I said, it's freedom of choice. If he doesn't want to talk about it, he doesn't have to. You have the right to chastise him. Absolutely. You have the right to critique him. But to attack him and threaten him just isn't.
Who's threatening him? Who the fuck is going to threaten him? That's so dumb. Nobody's threatening him. They're just saying he lost his credibility and he looks like a fucking fanboy groupie jerk off. He just looks like a jerk off. What else would you look like? Come on. Now, and that guy's nothing against him, but he's like some English fucking dude from the mob. He thought Tony Pizza was a fucking mob guy, man. He thought Tony Pizza was a fucking Gambino member. So what the fuck does he know? He has no good judgment. And he's another attack channel, too. That's all he is.
Especially a guy like that. He's not a tough guy. He's not looking for problems like that. Like, that's going overboard. And that's kind of the sickness of the genre.
Thank you, Doug. Who threatened him? Who would even threaten Proctor? Proctor's not a bad guy. And who's he saying threatened him? I don't get it. Why would they threaten him? They're just making fun of him because he looks like a fanboy. And he looks like a kiss ass. Or he doesn't know. And he doesn't know shit about that life anyways. He thought Tony Pizza was a fucking gangster. He wanted to fund a channel and a podcast with him and everything. Come on.
We've all experienced that. I kind of figured this was going to happen to him based on some of the stuff I was hearing from other people because I don't watch a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, he don't watch a lot of this stuff. No. Yes, Assy, if you give your opinion, they automatically say you're threatening them. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Fibby's insane.
But the reality is, he's never taken a dime. He's never taken a dime.
Never taken a dime.
For reporting this or that. He really hasn't.
I'm not saying that. See, all right, I'm not saying that Angel's a cheap bastard anyways. I'm not saying she's paying James. James is doing it out of fanboy shit. He's doing it out of clout. He's hoping one day to get the brother on for an interview, dumb shit like that. He's doing it because he's fanboying.
If anything, he just made it worse for himself, and I think he knew it. But in some ways, got
worse for himself because these mob humps that watch these shows and all this shit, they know they're not stupid. They know what's up, and they know he's a kiss ass. With snakes, Angel hanging with all the snakes that hurts her family. Yes, yeah, that's what she does. That's the lovely part about it. That's a great thing. Keep talking to all the rats. Keep doing that because you're just putting your name right where it belongs.
Guys, listen. Many of you may disagree with me. A lot of people are angry with James. A bunch of different people for different reasons. But I want to make sort of what I'm about to say. This is real, and I mean this.
He means it.
The fact that I think James stuck by his guns, stuck by his beliefs, good, bad, and different, right or wrong, no matter how you want to break it down, okay? He stuck by his principle. Regardless of whether I agree with him or not is not important, or whether anybody else agrees with him, doesn't matter.
Let's be honest. If Angel wasn't on YouTube and she left YouTube today, shut her channel down and moved to Idaho, James would have a totally different perspective. I'd love for him to come up here and talk. That'd be pretty funny. I need him alive on that topic. What a fucking weirdos.
He's being true to himself.
Being true
And if
to
you're
him-
being true to yourself,
That's right. He's being true to himself. You know what that means? Clout, right? Just what Pap said. I should show Angela's video before we leave. That's the truth. All these mob hump, weirdo, groupie, goofy guys, they use that imbecile because of her name. That's why.
and it doesn't matter what the fuck the opinions of sheep have to say about you. Let your work speak for itself. That's it.
Yes, and at James's work, everybody go look at his comment section. Someone told me his comment section was fucking flaying him. Real smart move, James.
Because you're going to get nowhere no matter how much you try to explain, James, your point of view. They're only going to hear what
What is
they
your
want to hear.
point of view? The guy literally said, every time they try to defend Blinky, they never bring that shit up, right? The guy literally said, yeah, he gave us the okay to kill his nephew, and this guy was there, and this guy was there. What the fuck is that? If that's not telling on somebody, then what is, right? And just because you don't go on a stand on trial and all that, that doesn't mean who gots. If you go down and give statements to the FBI, and then some guy goes to, they indict some guy and show him, hey, look what your boss said. That's fucking telling on somebody, dude. I don't know what world you live in.
Here. What they want to hear is you say, John Gotti Jr. is a fucking rat. That's what they want you to say. And you're right. And you're right. But you don't have to. You can have an opinion about anything that you want to have in the world.
Now, there's facts and then there's opinions. Like an opinion, is John Gotti III a good boxer? Yes or no? That's an opinion. Did the father tell on guys? That's a fact. Sorry, that's a fact. Everybody knows that.
It doesn't matter. But I just, I understand why people are knocking him. I understand it on multiple levels.
Well, then why if you understand it, then why are you sitting up here sticking up for the guy you trashed a month ago? This is why Loman's all over the place. He's all over the place. And that's why nobody respects him and everybody laughs at him. He's our little Fibby.
Choose. I know how that feels.
Yeah, the uncle wants nothing to do with them. What's that say? Yeah, the uncles are stand-up guys. That's why I don't call the Gottis rats or nothing, because it's not the Gottis. It's just one family member. The other uncles were stand-up dudes who went to jail, got out of jail. They didn't tell on nobody. The father was a stand-up guy, but the son wasn't the father. And he did tell on those guys. I don't care how you want to opinion or what. What the fuck's an opinion on that? It's a fucking fact. Who made those 302s?
Guys, please don't threaten him.
Who's
Please don't do that.
him? Please don't threaten Leave Brittany alone. Number one, did Spanky threaten James Proctor? Who threatened Proctor? I don't even think Spanky or any of those people threatened him, or did they? I don't know. Did anybody in the chat know? Because I don't know. Why would somebody threaten Proctor? That makes no sense.
James, I don't know. I will be perfectly honest. I've had a handful of conversations with James. I think James is a very, he's a very honest person. I don't think he's a liar.
You called him a liar a month ago. You said he stole all your material. Now he's great. I don't think anybody did threaten the guy because James is not like a scumbag. I wouldn't call James a scumbag at all. He's just like a mafia fanboy, right? He's just a fanboy and a do-boy. But he's not a scumbag or threatening people. And I doubt anybody threatened him. Fibby always gets to go to the threatening everybody. He's sick.
His thing. I think he's a very decent man. I think
I would love to get in his pants. Fibby's thinking about getting in his pants.
he represents, in this genre, someone who just wants to be friendly and do his thing.
He just
I don't
wants
think
to be friendly. Officer friendly.
He's in competition with anybody. I don't think he thinks he's the best at this.
You're
He's
in
the-
competition with him, and James blows you out of the water with his views. Fibby, you're in competition with fucking James, and James' channel's trashes your channel, and that's why you hate the guy. I got a video. We did it. What? We watched that video a month ago. Fibby fucking spurging out, saying how much he hates Proctor, and Proctor steals his stuff, and he's this Okie from Piscokee who shouldn't be talking about this, and this is why nobody respects Fibbles.
least arrogant person on YouTube. Probably the least arrogant person I've ever met in the mob genre.
Not genre.
And does he get everything right? No. Do I? No, not at all. But really, please don't threaten him, guys. Please stop with that shit.
Who's threatening him? Why should be more? He always does this with himself and others. They're threatening everybody. They're threatening me. If somebody threatened James, he would specifically call them out and be like, stop. Hey, Spanky, why'd you threaten James? He's a lying. Who the fuck threatened him?
Like he's not a tough guy. He's not playing a role. He's just doing what he knows how to do to the best of his ability. And you can never fault a guy for trying, right? Wow. But I don't like him being threatened because he's a, and when I say this, it's going to sound like a gay thing. He's a sweet guy, if you know what I mean.
Did you just hear Fibbles? Hey, Fibby, who's in that closet over there? I'm looking. I can see through the blinds. Who's through that closet over there? Come out of that closet, guys. Wow, this was weird. Listen to this.
To sound like a gay thing. He's a sweet guy, if you know what I mean. He does not have a violent bone in his body. He's not aggressive. He's non-confrontational. And if you disagree with him,
wants to get in his pants. Fibby wants to get in his pants.
By all means, you're allowed to do that. And I think he'll be the first to tell you.
Destabilize and says, why is Fibby kissing his ass? I don't know. Emergency Contacts wants her do-boys to play nice. She wants her fake little do-boys to play nice, maybe. I don't know. Or maybe Fibby don't want to get left out in the cold. Because remember, Fibby's only connection, and for him to get clout or anything, is to be friends with the emergency contact. He loses the emergency contact and game is over for Fibby's channel. Oh, well, it's already over now. But it would be really over without the emergency contact. Because that's the person he tells his neighbors, right? Remember when he said they delivered mail to his house and they read the name on the box and it said Gotti? He's like, yep, that's who it is, Dad. Gotti's daughter. He's a sicko. He needs people with last names to truckle up to. He's an interloper. He's a sicko.
Your opinion's different than mine. Great. But don't abuse the guy like that.
Who's abusing?
Don't threaten him because that's just he doesn't deserve that. And I think all of us can agree he doesn't.
What's that? Yeah, I can agree with you too. Nobody should be threatening James. That's stupid. But who the fuck's doing it? You're making one of your little Fibby stories up again, you interloping freak. You're nuts, dude. Like no one's gonna threaten him over that. I don't even think Spanky or any of the other mob humps threatened him. Why would they? It makes no sense. You disagree on something, I'm not going to threaten it. I know I didn't. I would never threaten anybody on here. Stupid. Why would he even tell us who threatened him?
You know, it would be different.
Who threatened him? Fibby did. I believe Fibby threatened him before.
Came on here screaming and calling people names. That's not his thing. All he wants is peace. And the reality is we can all come on YouTube and banter and fight with each other and say things about each other because we don't like each other and all of these unimagined slights and some of the dirty shit that goes on behind the scenes from other people that are involved.
Dirty shit like this doxing son of a bitch and all of his doxing rat friends, all the rat squad, all they've done on here is dox people, fuck with people's family members, dead family members. That's why all you people who support them people, I hope you lose your eyes. I'm going to have my fucking aunt put the Malork on you fucks.
Let it go. Have your debate with him. And I'm sure he'll go live at some point and he'll let you answer honest questions and he'll answer them. He doesn't run from it. Guys, don't abuse him like that.
Don't abuse him.
You don't agree with him? Fine. If you think he should say this about John,
why are you trying to fucking fuck James? Why are you trying to fuck Proctor? Like, he's such a sweet man. Please don't abuse him. He's sensitive. You're making him out to be a bitch. You're making him out to be a little hooah. Like James is a little whore on the street selling his ass in a mini skirt and a little pocketbook. I'm on Hud's Point, Pine Street. Why is he talking like this? Like he wants to wife him up. You want to wife him up or something? This is very fucking weird. A man talking about another man. He's sweet. He's sensitive. He's sweet. He's wholesome. And he tastes and looks great. This is weird.
And this and that, or angel, or fine.
Why, no, dog? That don't sound super tulip.
But don't abuse him to the point where you're starting to threaten him.
What?
And if you don't like the fact that he's friends with Angel, okay. But you don't have to abuse her and call her names either. All right? You can have a debate on the factual evidence.
I mean, like, wait a minute. What about all her friends that called her names when you were totally silent? When they were giving out her daughter's license plate and saying the daughter was a junkie and a hooah and her kids were junkies and all whores and junkies and they were slandering and torturing her kids. Where were you? You was quiet as a church mouse. And where was that? Gene Borello's been ripping into her pretty hard lately. Where's the wig-wearing freak who threatened her family? And now's her biggest defender. Where is he? Silence is golden gold. These guys are all phonies. And that lady's a walking doormat. And I'm not going to come on here and make fun of the lady's looks or go harsh on an old lady like that, but she is a fucking doormat, a gaslighter, a fucking pathological liar. And everybody knows it. Even her friends know it. Everybody knows that. That's just a fact, Fibby. She dimed you out when she told me Raymond Petrarca, when you said to her Raymond was your grandfather.
Or the things that have happened over the years throughout a million people on YouTube. Don't threaten the guy. That, to me, that's where I draw the line. I may have my issues with a lot of people, but this is just uncalled for. It's not fair.
Do not touch my James. He's my Jimmy. Don't touch my Jamesy boy. He's my James. He's sweet. This is fucking bizarre, right? This is bizarre.
Have a difference of opinion. I would rather see you guys, to be honest, I would. I'd rather
see you both naked with whipped cream all over you at Tom Squire's house. This guy's out of his mind.
James, and I think he's gone on other informant shows and had that discussion. He's not running from it.
Yeah, well, he's a rat lover. He'll go on all the rat shows like the rest of these fucking goofy humps who cover. Why don't you go cover fucking John Dillinger? What nationality is Proctor? An English guy? Why don't you go cover the Cray twins, the English gangsters? Fucking weirdos.
And maybe he has a live, and maybe he will discuss that. He's not running from it. But I think before we start going down this fucking just repugnant trail of he's bought and paid for, well, if anybody feels that way, then I
don't think Jay gave James any money to do that. I think he was doing that just to like smooch up and kiss ass.
James does a live and says, okay, if you guys feel like I did this, come on the show and tell me how. And I think he'll do it because I don't think he's afraid of anybody. And I think that will prove that he's coming from an honest place.
And remember, next week, Fibby will hate this guy. Fibby wants his ass, though. Fibby wants to fuck.
That's how he feels. How is he being disingenuous and dishonest? Is he right or wrong? Doesn't matter. If James Proctor came out...
He's definitely wrong on that. But so was I. I stuck up for the guy for like 2 years until I read the 302s. And then once you read it, like, there's no going back from that. Then you just got to lie and say, no, he's not an informant. It's like, well, what would the father think? What would the father say? What's the rules in that life anyways? He broke his oath anyways. Not only did he break his oath, he told on people. He put people in trouble. He didn't just allocute. If he just told on himself, that would be one thing. Nobody's going to call you a rat for that. But there's 2 guys in jail right now that he told things on, that in those 302s. You can't deny that. Nobody can.
Today and said, hey, everybody, John Gotti Jr. is a rat. Fuck Angel Gotti. You guys would suddenly love him all of a sudden? Doesn't that kind of tell you where you're sitting emotionally and kind of... I'm just saying, I'm not defending anything. I'm just asking people not to threaten the guy.
Who's threatening him?
Chastise him, challenge him, but don't threaten the guy. Please.
Love to him. Rub teriyaki sauce all over James' chest. But don't threaten him. Who's threatened? He's still through this whole 8-minute video hasn't told us who threatened Proctor.
Over this, you people are threatening him over a guy that's not been active in organized crime for 20 fucking years. Like, I don't understand it. I don't understand it.
I don't understand it. He's such a cringe little queen. What a psycho. Boy, that was tough to get through. Boy, that was tough. All right, boy, I've been on here too long. I'll listen to the chat. I'll go into 2:30. Read the 302s don't lie. It's in black and white. Google it. Yeah, none of that. He said it himself. Listen, when that guy put himself, when he compared himself to Sammy Gravano, I was like, wow, Freudian slip there, pal. Oh, my God. I could play that video 3 or 4 more times and literally pick apart so much shit from there. A video about showing the bank turned nightclub, John Dillinger robbed. John Dillinger is a fascinating character. I think he was like in the 1800s, early 1900s. I don't know. He's like a bank robber. Why is his Angel Nick Fibby here something on his sleeve? He's a sick Fibby and James sitting in a tree. K-S-S-I-N-G. Well, he wants his ass. He wants a strawberry shortcake, James. Proctor, don't go near Fibby. Don't drink anything. He might slip you a Mickey. He might slip Proctor a Mickey and take his virtue. Fibby, that would be called, what's that, necrophiliac? Fucking a corpse. Fibby wants to fuck that corpse. What a sick bastard. He's sweet. He's such a sweet man. He's such a sweet man. Wow, what a cringe fest. Yeah, Proctor, don't go around Fibby. And if you do, watch your drinks, okay? Oh, 1934, he robbed a bank 2 miles from my mom's house. No shit. Yeah, that was like the bank robbing heyday or something. I think that was 1933. I believe around that time. Yeah, hey, Chet, come back, leave some comments. Hit the like button, leave some comments. This is going too long. But I was dying laughing at Fibby's stories. Fibby, and shout out to the Fibby family. The channels I use will be in the description. Come back and support the channel. Come back, leave some comments. If not, va fa tengo.